Ladies and gentlemen, hello. We're back with another Pokemon bracket here. You guys liked the first one. It was fun, so why not do another one? Joined again by Munby, and this time we got another guest. Thank you. Thanks for that, mate. That was cool. We're also joined by Crypto.
What's up? I was going to say, I'm actually not as famous as Munby, who was recently recognized on the street, so...
Oh, yeah. Hang on, I got to get that guy's name up for a shout-out.
Yeah, Munby here was recognized in a game of Deadlock because he was on the Fridge bug-type Pokemon bracket, one of the most famous videos in history, with a widespread reach.
He asked me if I was the Munby in an online
Is that
game.
the Munby? Is that him? That's crazy. I'm scarcely recognized.
That's got to be a fake Munby. There's no way that's the real Munby.
Is that a Munby impersonator?
Munby impersonators are rife.
Well, anyway, folks, we got the regional forms here as our bracket of choice this time, which will be an interesting one. We couldn't fit all of them in. Some have been cut. It was randomized. We got none of the baby ones because they're just babies. They're not allowed.
They're babies.
And there's two brackets totaling to 32 Pokemon here that will be evaluated. Same format as the bug type one. Why don't we get into it? By the way, if you don't know Crypto, he happens to be the guy who made my outro music on the Jimothy channel. The little jazz remix of Verdant Turf Town. He's a musician, so maybe there's some musicianship analysis to be had on these Pokemon. Not really.
Talented musical guy. Shout out Crypto. Links in the description.
That's going to be some real points to Dugtrio there with that glam rock hair, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, for our first matchup of regional forms, we've got Articuno Galar versus Sirfetch'd. What are our initial impressions on this one?
Straight out of the gates. Okay. What regions are these guys from? Do you know?
They're both from Galar, I think. There's Galarian Articuno and Sirfetch'd is also Galar. That's Gen 8, yes.
I gotta look these up. Okay. Gen 8. Sirfetch'd was cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they gave Farfetch'd some love after like 25 years or whatever.
I agree.
Yeah, have you ever read the the Smogon Dex entry for like Gen 1 Farfetch'd?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they'd have joke ones.
It's really scathing. Yeah, it's like whoever designed Farfetch'd stats must have like spilled ink on like Hideo Kojima's desk or whatever.
On Smogon, gotcha. Yeah, that's so true. Some of those old gens, like not very well-known Pokemon, just get abused by whoever writes their guide.
It's a bit rude.
It's crazy.
I gotta say, I like that. We've got a spring onion here instead of a leek. We've got a thematic allium, but a bit of a difference. I don't know. I feel like Articuno Galar. Like, what are we bringing to the table here that's novel?
It's psychic flying.
About it.
I think it has the ability competitive, which is like Defiant special attack version. You get special attack boost if you get a stat debuff, so it's got some doubles merit.
This Pokemon is good in competitive. It's a strong Ranbats guy, but I think it's lame as hell.
What does it do that other psychic flying types don't already do? I feel like Sigilif and like Lugia and stuff already do everything this Pokemon can do. Right.
What has this guy got over Swoobat, you tell me?
Swoobat has got it beat, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they keep making, like, psychic types, even though psychic kind of sucks now. I guess it's good in, Is it good in doubles, even? Maybe because of psychic terrain, it's good in doubles.
It's probably good. All psychic types kind of have, like, their own niche, like, rooms and such.
Yeah, it's got stuff. In singles, it just does, like, stored power, agility, Carmine, which I find that to be a non-epic strategy, generally. I don't know, I'm not a fan of it that much.
Oh. Or it just clicks Future Sight and Recover and U-turn. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's nothing novel about this guy. Every flying Pokemon can do that already.
Even though the original Articuno is, like, flawed in many ways, I prefer it over Galarian. I think it's got more going on. Like, in the early gens, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Articuno's got some identity. This guy's kind of just not interesting to me. It's got the whole thing of like being 3 types because it's got chilling glare or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
That was, I think, the idea with the new birds. It's got the move which is psychic, but it freezes or
freezing glare. Freeze is the worst stat effect in the game, so that actually is negative points for me.
Oh yeah, a freeze effect, wonderful. We love it. Sirfetch'd, I think, is designed with some heart and soul. They gave this a bit of flair.
Oh yeah.
It's Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's got a sword and shield. It's it's holding the leek, now it's a sword. It's sort of British. It looks like those British guard guys, kind of, right?
Yeah, they thought about this one.
It's
pretty cool.
I mean, that being said, I could not tell you a single thing this Pokemon does, but I think it's cooler than Articuno already.
Me neither. I think it's got crit chance or something. It's mono fighting, I know. It's got crit chance on it. Scrappy? That's pretty good.
Yeah. The original Farfetch'd has all that shit.
The leak gives it like 2x crit chance or whatever.
The leak gives it crit chance, yeah. Well,
it's
like Lucky Punch or whatever.
Farfetch'd in balanced hack because it gets +2 crit stage. Moving rapidly on.
I think that we're all voting for Sirfetch'd, aren't we, here? And he can progress.
Sirfetch'd,
I will say
he
has a very long image here, so it's slightly inconvenient for the bracket, but, That's fine
Just
by
make him
me.
a bit crooked. The bracket's a bit more spacious now anyway.
Yeah, no worries. Alolan Dugtrio versus Runerigus.
I could not even tell you that guy's name.
I
before
don't
you
know what
said
that
it.
Pokemon is. I've never
That's
heard of
Runerigus.
Runerigus.
It's Koffagrigus.
I remember it.
It's ground ghost, and it's like
It
ancient
doesn't-
runes.
It's like it's an alternative Koffagrigus, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I have to look this guy up. I've literally never seen that
Ground
Pokemon in my life
yeah.
before.
You never seen
I
him?
remember this too from early days of Gen 8.
I don't know what tier he's in. I never really used him in competitive. I like his design. though.
I'm
He's like
looking up.
freaky
He's
looking.
in ZU. He's in
He's in the
ZU.
zoo.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
He's in the zoo tier. You can point and laugh at him.
Yeah, so this is going to shock you guys. It's a bulky ground type that clicks Stealth Rock. So that's pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then what is Alolan
remember this
Dugtrio, but if not the same thing? Well, it's not really bulky, though. It's ground steel with, I think, probably bad defenses.
Alolan Dugtrio is so funny. It's like they took the one thing that made Dugtrio good and just got rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's just
no
like
trapping.
it's just get rid of Arena Trap. Yeah.
Its typing is even worse. What are they doing?
This
man?
is a bizarre Pokemon. It's funny, though.
It truly is.
It's funny. They gave
It's got the
Dugtrio hair.
tangling hair ability, but it's like if you get hit, then you drop their speed. But this guy's got 35 base HP, so he's not getting hit by a single thing.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Here?
And aren't you, like,
That's
pretty
so silly.
fast?
Yeah, I mean, like as
100%.
Dugtrio is.
It's, yeah, what were they thinking with this?
It has basically identical stats to regular Dugtrio.
What were
All
they
they did was
thinking?
they took 10 speed and put it in defense. That's
What
all
were
they did.
they thinking?
Every other stat is identical, and they just made it worse. This is terrible.
He's looking good though. I'm looking at each Dugtrio or each Diglett, I suppose, has different hairstyles. The one is like sort of curly. One has the like
straight
bucket
at the back.
and
There's
you
like a little
straightened.
bob kind of thing going on.
So it's like the Beach Boys. You got Brian Wilson in the front right. You know.
He just wasn't made for these times. He just wasn't.
Basically, the Beach Boys on the screen right now.
Let's give it a bonus points. The Beach Boys and
Yeah, then you got your Carl Wilson on the left. You know.
Dude, Runerigus looks like shit, man. I'm
really, I
gonna say
think he's pretty good. Visual
I
design.
think he looks horrible.
You think he looks horrendous? You
Let's go
prefer
be
original
honest.
coffin?
Is it meant to be like a cave painting? Is that the idea?
Koffagrigus is really cool.
I think he's ancient runes. He's like wall paintings. Yeah, cave paintings come alive. I think it's pretty flavorful.
I can see it.
It's all right. It's
I mean,
It's just now taking
I
notes.
prefer it. I prefer it to Dugtrio or Alola, which is just like they just made the same Pokemon again, but worse for
but
no
he's the
reason.
Beach Boys though, and
I'm just now noticing the dragon runes. It looks like maybe there was like a dragon on the wall, and then it kind of came out and formed a little monster guy.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
there's lore
That's
here.
alright. It
There's
still
lore.
looks like shit in my opinion. but, I mean,
He was an interior decorator.
His ass looked like shit. I still
Yeah.
think he looks crap. I'm going Dugtrio on this one.
Well, so Crypto, you voted for Runerigus, so it's up to me here.
Yeah, but I'm also like
Wow.
so indifferent. Like they both suck.
Yeah, really.
They suck.
These are not.
It's a bit
These aren't
harsh.
going far.
It's a bit harsh, folks. They suck. I think, based on Beach Boys comparison, I'm going Alolan Dugtrio. Not really fair at all. It's just a offhand comment we made to enhance the Pokemon's flavor. But hey,
Shouldn't have
their
said
hair
that,
are
Crypto,
looking...
you know, you
He is
know your
funny.
monster.
I value a funny Pokemon. Because he's like, not only did they give Dugtrio hair, they made him suck. Like, they took all the good traits of Dugtrio away. Like, as a work of comedy, it's pretty good, you know? Like,
I also love that they made this guy, and they're like, you know what? That wasn't enough. We need Wugtrio as well.
yeah, they also made
Wugtrio,
Wugtrio,
yeah.
who also stings. Like, it's like a running joke at this point.
That was
We're getting
that was a fun
Lugtrio in the
Pokemon,
next one?
Lugtrio. Lugtrio.
How bad can we get?
I'd play as Wugtrio. I mean Lugtrio. Wugtrio is really good in Randbats. I'm gonna give that to him.
Fast offensive water type, I guess. Yeah, level
it's
scaling.
You just 6 Pokemon and bring out the Wugtrio and liquidation the whole team into submission.
Incredible.
It's fun.
Here we go. Obstagoon
Is that it?
versus Hisuian-Avalugg. Hisuian-Avalugg. What are our thoughts?
Hisuian have like biggest difference between design and usefulness. So it looks awesome and is just complete rubbish in every way you can think
Is
of.
his face like a snow plower?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a plow?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mr.
He's-
Plow, that's my name.
He's so bad, though. He's Avalugg. Avalugg is already bad as Mono Ice. They made him Ice Rock. It's like one of the worst in terms of competitive
I
use.
enjoy the niche of Avalugg just because it's such a huge defense stat on a terrible defensive type.
Yeah, it can be alright in
Yeah.
low tiers.
Wasn't Omari P a big Avalugg enjoyer? I think he uses
I
Avalugg
believe
in a lot of
so.
his teams.
I,
Yeah.
I reckon not even he could get any use out of Avalugg Hisui. That thing is completely useless.
Yeah, because it's worse than
It's
regular
amazing.
Avalugg. Giving it rock type makes it significantly worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you
and I
guys think
don't-
it
and
looks
doesn't-
cooler? I think Avalugg regular has a more elegant design, in my opinion.
I prefer Avalugg regular. I think Avalugg
I would
Hisui
agree.
is kind of cool with the whole like plow thing going on. That's a nice addition to the design. But yeah,
do you think of
I'm not
Obstagoon,
particularly
though?
Passionate about that guy. Obstagoon, I don't understand.
I
like it. It's got a niche in Ubers, would you believe? So because it's normal dark typing, it's immune to Ghost and Psychic. So you can wall Calyrex Shadow.
I didn't know about that. I knew about that. The comments told me in one of my videos.
Yeah, so it's a fun niche. It's like, yeah, because normal dark is not a common typing really. I think that's the only guy that's normal dark actually.
They went pretty crazy with the visual. Like, what if Linoon was a punk rock British
what
punk
if
rock
Linoon was auditioning to join the band Kiss?
Literally, right? It's pretty flavorful. I'm kind of into it. I mean, it's a bit one note as a Pokemon. Like, okay, it uses Guts Flame Orb and it clicks knockoff, which is cool. But I think it's fun that this weird Pokemon has a niche in Ubers.
Yeah, I'd vote for him. He's got my vote.
It's frustrating to me because it's just, in my mind, it's Linoon but better. It's like, what happened to Linoon? Linoon was a cool guy, you know, you could do the whole belly drum thing. I shouldn't be saying this as a Linoon hater. It's me, Farrah.
Yeah. but this guy does, but Obstagoon doesn't get belly drum. It's like a completely different learn set.
Yeah, it's a different.
But it still kind of does the same thing. Like it's Flame Orb Guts, right? So it's.
Yeah, I mean, a normal type with Guts is definitely not interesting. But
it doesn't get extreme.
I don't think it does.
No, it's got a completely different learn set.
Sucker Punch.
This thing does like Facade knockoff with Flame Orb. That's its thing.
You see how little I don't even care about this thing. I don't know a thing about it. I'm gonna
get more knowledgeable people on this podcast. You guys are crappo.
Do a Gen 3, 4, or 5 video, and I'm there.
We're doing. I guess we're doing modern. I know more about these than you guys. I guess because I'm a YouTuber who analyzes information. I'm impressed you knew about the Ubers niche. I was going to bring that up and look smart, but you didn't.
Well, I played a bit of Ubers.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to look smart.
Can I do it? Can I be smart?
Privately to me. Pass a note to me, and I'll say it.
Anyone going to bat for Hisuian Avalugg or nah?
I'm not doing it.
If it was regular Avalugg, we might have a conversation on our hands.
I would.
Hisuian Avalugg, I think it's kind of a disappointing
regular Avalugg.
alternate form. They should do like Mega Avalugg. That'd be fun. You should give Avalugg something. He's a cool guy.
Put some more spikes on top. Plus 100 defense.
Here we have.
Whoa! Look at these heavyweights.
Hisuian Typhlosion versus Alolan Ninetales.
Oh my god, I hate Aurora Veil so much.
You hate Aurora Veil?
Despicable.
Okay.
Despicable move.
I think Alolan Ninetales is awesome. I'm a big fan.
I think they kind of cooked with it. It's a beautiful it's got an elegance to it. It's a good twist on.
Ability and moveset is just perfect. Like it's got Aurora Veil and Blizzard in the snow when it switches in.
Yeah.
And Hypnosis. Oh my god, this Pokemon is just despicable.
Despicable.
That's a bit lamer, the Hypnosis part, but the rest of the Pokemon's a cool guy.
It's cool that they not only breathed some new life into Ninetales, who was lagging behind, outclassed by Torkoal and stuff, but also they made a competitively functional Ice type that's not too broken either. Like, it's rare that you see that. Ice types are often either insanely broken or just garbage. You got one that's actually like functional, that's not too over the edge. It does enable an annoying strategy of hyper offense, but yeah.
It's so one-dimensional. Whenever you see this Pokemon, you know exactly what it's going to click every single time.
Speaking of competitive Typhlosion Hisui, what the hell were they thinking? Fire Ghost type gets hit by every move in the entire game. What were they thinking?
People love this one. It's a bit of a fan favorite. The commenters always get annoyed when I say he's kind of lame. I think he's kind of lame, but
this is actually here's the thing I know that random thing that I know is that currently in the regulation whatever the fuck it is in VGC, Hisuian Typhlosion is actually really popular.
Oh, is it like Scarf Eruption?
Yeah, I think you just click the button because it's good against like Ceruledge and stuff like that. Yeah, and you can click a button versus Skeledirge.
I can see it.
Interesting.
Yeah, Terrifier, Specs Eruption, use nuke shit with it.
All the VGC players have been placated temporarily. We can talk about real topics such as
But yes, this Pokemon is fucking boring.
My format is better than your format. I play singles as 6 Pokemon rather than your format of only 4 Pokemon on the field.
Yeah, it's literally no different to regular Typhlosion. They just gave him Ghost type and Shadow Ball, but all he does is a click Eruption like regular Typhlosion. So it's like, what's the point?
He has a move that's like Ghost type, Scald, and Hex in one. But then it's...
But why would you click that when you can click Eruption?
I'm sorry, is that actually Hisuian-Samurott who has that? I'm losing my mind. I can't tell the difference here.
I think you're wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's Hisuian-Samurott. What is this guy's move?
Later.
He gets like something. He gets something.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Whatever it is, it's not as good as Eruption.
It's called
you know what?
Infernal Parade.
Yeah. What does that do?
It has a 30% chance to burn. It's 60 base. Ghost type. Power doubles if the target has a non.
You see, I'm right. It's burn chance and Hex in one.
Is that just Hex?
It's Hex, but with a burn chance as well.
Okay, if they don't have a status, then it has a chance to burn and does no damage. If they do, it does 120 base.
If they do, it's still less BP than Eruption.
Well, Hex is just. I mean, Hex is probably worse.
And the problem is that he's frail. This is like a Scald-ish move on a on a frail
you're
Pokemon.
never using that move. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they use it on it. In like RU, it's good or something, and they probably use Shadow Ball
maybe.
just for more base power.
No Pokemon who learn Earthquake in RU.
I think what's annoying about this guy is that they didn't give it a cool ability. Like Typhlosion's kind of been shafted for generations. They don't give it anything. And then here comes the fun new guy. Its ability is Frisk.
It's got Blaze/Frisk.
It's got Frisk.
Yeah, meanwhile, Charizard's series favorite, you get Charizard X and Y, both with cool abilities, both with cool...
Well, look at the other two
Claws,
starter counterparts in its game. Hisuian-Samurott got Sharpness, which is pretty cool. Decidueye got something good. I forgot. Long Reach. What does that do again? It does something good.
We'll talk about that when we reach that Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Ninetales here because as much as I hate Aurora Veil, at least they've done something novel with the Pokemon, and it's got its own niche. Whereas this is just like, okay, you click Eruption, but you also have Ghost type. Like,
They switched Ninetales from Fire to Ice. It looks cool.
They could have done more with
It's still
Hisuian
got
Typhlosion.
Ninetales.
They could have done more.
For sure. Yeah, respect for this design. Good job, Game Freak.
Visually kind of cool though, but yeah.
I don't agree with you.
He's got purple. Give it. I don't know, I'm trying to give him some credit.
Typhlosion, but purple. Okay,
what if Typhlosion was purple? Yeah, if you compare it to like Hisuian-Samurott, there's more of a visual redesign going on.
Check out these guys.
Alolan Golem versus Hisuian-Zoroark.
Alola Gola he's just one of the greatest Pokemon of all time.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
Quite simply.
Some would think this is like Pokemon Jumping the Shark, like they went too crazy. Why does Golem have facial hair and a magnet on him? I disagree.
It might be the world's second magnet facial hair Pokemon.
Is that true?
That's
Probopass. They keep doing that. They keep doing that.
Yeah, what the hell? They're just obsessed with magnets and stuff.
What if Magnet Mustache? Well, I like him. He's rock electric. He's got Magnet Pull and I think Galvanize.
Yeah.
He can be used to trap Heatran.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He is really funny because he traps Heatran, and that's pretty much all he does.
But he can also
I had this
effectively
great
trap
team
like
where it was,
Skarmory and Celesteela too, because he's rock electric.
Yeah, true. Those are good trap candidates.
And I will say, on the design... Oh, you go.
Gen 7, I had this great team with Torkoal, Victreebel, Golem, Alola. Because Torkoal, Victreebel, it sweeps everything except Heatran, just shuts it down instantly.
And then you
So I
just...
used to bring in the Golem Alola on the Heatran switch in and hit him with an Earthquake. And they're thinking, why am I losing to this complete trash? That was the main draw for me.
That's pretty sick, actually.
That's epic. Yeah. It's a sun enabler. What do you think about Zoroark?
On the design, have you ever dipped a magnet into iron filings? You know? That's what the little like beard looks like underneath his face, you know?
Oh, I haven't.
Hey.
I have not done that before. No.
I've done it.
You guys do that often? I'm always doing that.
Yeah, that's a regular thing.
No, I've not done that lately.
I've done that.
That's
like, chemistry class.
Is that based on a real thing? Then I respect it. I trust you on that.
I think Crypto's reaching with that one.
There you go.
Unique typing. Hisuian Zoroark.
Yeah, the
That's
first
got
ever
the
normal ghost, which is a good typing. It's got many immunities. But it's like
I remember people thought this guy was gonna be really broken when it first came out. Like, oh my god, this typing's crazy. But
turns out you don't need to be super effective if your stats are.
Yeah, he's got no defenses and
base 55 health, base 60 defense per def. What were they thinking?
Can I say something potentially controversial?
Careful.
I've never been huge on Zoroark in general. I think Zoroark is a bit of a fan favorite, and they think that the idea of disguising is like game design genius. A lot of people think. I don't know. It doesn't really like do anything. It's a gimmick that doesn't really do anything. Wouldn't you agree?
I like it. It's got a lot of potential. I feel like I've never seen anyone really cook with it, but I like the idea of it. I don't mind.
I guess it's a novel idea, but in practice, it's never really achieved much, right? I don't know. And it's just like, besides that, Zoroark is just like a weak dark type special attacker with nothing much going on. And Hisuian Zoroark, they went in an interesting direction with the design of it visually, but it's got the same issue. It's frail special attacker. It can disguise for a moment, and then what?
Yeah, I've never found the illusion thing particularly interesting, especially obviously because Team Preview kind of takes the sting out of it.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never found it to be hugely...
I think it can be good in VGC.
It never... Yeah, but it never really impacts a game in singles, you know?
In VGC, it's kind of cool because, like, you don't have to bring the Zoroark to threaten that you have it in the back. Because, you're bringing 4. And it blocks... it denies Fake Out, maybe? Because you can't Fake Out into a Ghost type. So it's like, oh, is this secretly a Ghost type? You can use it to, like, lure Fake Out. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm going to go Golem Alola for me to lead things off. Just because...
I'm with you.
I respect this guy. That's
Well,
two.
it won anyway, but I'm
There you have it.
just to say, I would also have voted for it. I like it. I like Golem Alola. It's cool.
Sorry, he's doing Zoroark. You had potential.
Because
but
Golem Basic is kind of regular Golem. I mean, it's a classic Gen 1 guy, but it doesn't
it's a classic.
set itself apart from other ground rock types or even any Pokemon in those two individual types that much. It's just like it sets Stealth Rock, clicks Explosion. I guess it has Explosion, but Alolan Golem, they gave it some unique flair. I appreciate that.
Golem ruled the world in Gen 2.
That's true. It was quite good in Gen 2.
For whatever reason. Whoa, look at these cool looking guys.
Look at these awesome Pokemon. Whoa, look at these freaking cool Pokemon.
These guys are spiky and big and strong. Oh yeah.
Hisuian-Samurott versus Galarian Moltres. Thoughts?
Galar Malt is a random battles fucker. I hate this guy.
Whoa.
He's so frustrating. He just clicks Nasty Plot and Agility and flinches your whole team. It's so frustrating.
Is that the case?
He looks a bit less chicken-like than original Malt, it should be noted. He's got kind of nicer wings.
I like his look. I think he looks good visually. And he's got Fiery Wrath on him, which is a move that...
a starter.
Samurott Hisui is the starter. Well, he's a starter of Legends Arceus. He's the Hisuian starter.
Is he a starter again?
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Well, it's cool. They
I
had
guess
starters from
Typhlosion
different
is
gens in
starter
that
as
one.
well.
They had like multi-generational starters with different forms.
Okay, that's not totally outlandish.
I like it, actually. I think it's cool.
But this guy is... They put zero thought into how this guy would play out.
What, Hisui and Samurott?
Yeah, it's Ceaseless Edge is just the greatest move of all time.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know what
pretty,
they were.
pretty rough.
It's powerful, yeah, but I don't mind when a Pokemon is like has a broken move, but isn't that broken in other areas? He's kind of cool. His presence in Gen 9 OU is not that insane or overwhelming or anything. No one wants him banned or anything. I think he's okay. I like his
I think he
typing
should
for
be
the
banned.
meta. Like,
I think if he was banned, there would be a better format. There
you think,
go,
really?
so-
It's a skill issue on your end. Perhaps you should just adapt.
Okay. How can it be a skill issue if I never lose?
Like, to give him some credit, he's got a good amount of set variety, like a lot of item choices, surprising amount of move set choices as well.
Yeah, Ceaseless Edge +3.
There's a variety.
Yeah, you always run Ceaseless Edge, but you can run Scarf or Sash, Lead, or like
Ceaseless
Assault
Edge.
Vest. Knockoff is an option.
Good
Sucker
one.
Punch, Aqua Jet are options.
Various items to mean that you can click Ceaseless Edge more. Sounds good.
Yeah. Anything that enables you to click Ceaseless Edge with the sharpness ability.
Well, I'm voting for him. Screw you two. I like him. I'm voting for him. The anti-Samurott agenda is a bit much here. I like
I don't
him.
know who I'd vote for here. I hate both of these guys. to
You
be
hate him.
honest.
You guys are hateful.
probably-
You're just a hateful bunch.
I'm a hateful person. It is what it is, but I'm here, so people want to know my opinion. I'll probably go Moltres.
You got Moltres. Ah, jeez. Ah, boy.
I'm pretty torn. Like, yeah, you can create some tempo while he's making spikes, and you can defog them later. And it's not as bulky as you might think. So I think it's more manageable and less unfun. So I'm going to vote for Samurott.
Samurott progresses, and Moltres Galarian is nobody's
Congratulations,
Pokemon.
Samurott.
Nobody wants it. Nobody likes him. Well, what did you just do? What the hell was that? What? All right, don't do that. That just
Okay.
freaked me out. Whoa!
Alright, I'll stop it. Whoa, look at this guy. I forgot about
my
this
God.
Pokemon. This is the Pokemon Reddit guy.
That's not real.
Stunfisk
Stunfisk.
Galarian
What does he
versus
even do?
Hisui and Goodra, and the crowd claps.
The crowd loves this one.
What does he do? That's a fantastic question. Is he ground dark or electric dark?
He is ground steel. I've just looked it up because I
He's
had no
ground
clue.
steel?
They got rid of his electric.
They got rid of everything.
This whole thing, he just like spread power and was annoying.
Does he
No,
have
he's ground
Serene Grace
steel.
still?
He's got mimicry,
The hell is that?
which his type changes to match the active terrain.
Oh, interesting, I
So,
guess.
Electric type during electric, grass, grassy, fairy during misty terrain, psychic during psychic terrain.
Well-
that's crap.
It's a bit of a cast
lame.
form situation, but we all know how good cast form is, right?
Roughly as useful as gas form.
Well, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. The stats look pretty terrible as well.
How did you weasel your way onto this bracket? There's some regional forms didn't get on here. This guy randomly made an appearance, but I don't
Yeah,
know if
look
it's
at that.
deserved. It's kind of like the breakdancing Olympic situation. How did you get here?
Yeah, I think the ground electric type of Stunfisk is much more interesting actually than the ground
Right.
steel. Of this
Original
guy.
Stunfisk has more going on, doesn't it? I prefer it.
Original Stunfisk.
Wait, that guy
better
doesn't
value.
have Serene Grace. I'm thinking of freaking a whole other guy, Dunsparce. They're all the
I think I
same
have Dunsparce.
joke Pokemon. It's all blending together.
It's all the same
I'm all
joke,
lying.
let's be
I'm
real.
lying to everybody.
I know. I'm used to you lying. It's okay.
Ah.
Goodra and Sui is quite cool. I don't mind this guy.
I think that
Yeah,
they
I
did
think
well.
it's actually really cool to make a steel dragon type with 150 special defense. So that's pretty.
And he's
They
got a
changed it from
snail
dragon
shell.
to like a snail. It's protected by a large steel shell.
This is game design. This
increase
is good
strength.
because Goodra he's a mollusk sort of gastropod, and they gave him a shell and made him steel type. That's like that fills me with wonder
Old
and awe.
Goodra only had it was weak physically, and now this guy is just tanky all over the shop.
Indeed.
I enjoy that. It's very
Better
good in
typing
randoms.
too. Better typing.
Yeah, this Pokemon's monstrous and gets some really annoying moves as well. It gets knockoff, gets Dragon
Yeah.
Tail.
He's
So
got
it
the
can be a
moveset
really,
variety.
really powerful support Pokemon.
He's got body
incredibly
press.
bulky.
You know, he's got body press.
He gets every move you can think of,
Yeah.
but somehow still doesn't end up that good.
Yeah, Pinker
Yeah,
Cross
I mean-
did well with him
Rival
once, I think. I know
It,
you.
it is really good. It's just slightly outclassed, I think, by other bulky steel types, but it's definitely got a niche.
They tried something
Um,
interesting with it. I can respect their attempt. He's got stuff
It's
going
that
on.
classic. It's that classic Pokemon design. Like you'll see someone say, "Yeah, I got rank 1 with this Goodra team." What?
Someone did, yeah. I think Pinker Cross
Very
did.
good.
Yeah.
It's like Sudowoodo.
I mean, any Pokemon, like where the numbers are this
Sudowoodo.
big, like when the numbers are this
Sudowoodo.
big, you can make a team with it and it'll work, you know? Like it's got a critical mass of the numbers being big enough on its stats that, you know, it's going to be powerful in at least the right situation.
Don't let me polish the rock.
Any defensive Galarian Stunfisk? I can't
No,
think of one.
Absolutely not.
Uh,
Not
dog,
going near that thing.
dog's breakfast.
Goodra progresses. Yeah, dog's breakfast, pretty much.
What is that?
Whatever you
Stunfisk
call it.
Nation is going to be. You know what's funny about
Hey,
the
it's
last
a-
video,
it's a
folks?
Bear trap. I just noticed.
It's a bear trap.
It's a bear trap.
I suppose it is.
And it's got footprints on it.
Oh, that's cool. I actually
He's
didn't notice
trapping
that.
them. He's going to get them.
I still don't really understand. It's trapping footprints. What's the plan?
Is that part of his body? Is that like a camouflage?
He doesn't even get like strong jaw or anything.
Yeah, if
That
he
would've
got
made sense.
moves seemed around that, maybe. Maybe he does, and I'm stupid. But does he get like
Anyway,
jaw lock?
moving on from this failure, we're not looking at him anymore.
Did you guys know in the last episode we got some comments in defense of Leavanny because all of us said Leavanny sucks. Not a single
gonna get
comment
stuff.
in defense of Orbeetle, despite like 10 minutes dedicated to how Orbeetle sucks. We were all just jumping on Orbeetle like this is the crappest Pokemon we have ever seen. Not one
And we were correct.
Orbeetle fan in the comments. And
You
if you
were
guys comment
absolutely
about
right.
Orbeetle now, you're fake. Okay, Orbeetle didn't receive his support when he needed it most on his own merits. Okay.
It's a catch-22. You can't be contrarian and comment because you'll be demonstrated.
Now, if
to be a
anyone
fraud.
supports Orbeetle, we know you're fake Orbeetle fans. Like, we know. Okay.
Consider argue.
No, now I feel bad for him. I want to go back and vote for him in retrospect. Like,
Don't play checkers. What am I looking at here? Oh,
This
this
is-
Is that Corsola?
that's Cursola.
Corsola.
Cursola.
Sorry, Cursola. Thank you.
Ghost type of Pokemon.
Corsola Galar.
But this is the evolution of Cursola Galar.
Oh, I remember everyone was using this on Trick Room teams at the start
Yeah,
of.
it's got like a
Gen-
million special attack and no speed.
Yeah, I
Everyone
remember
thought
this.
Corsola Galar would be like the biggest fucker of a Pokemon because it could run Eviolite and had Strength Sap. But then they released Knockoff and it immediately disappeared. It's such a shame. It was getting a fair bit of usage when the game first released.
Knockoff
we
was
are.
Gen 6, mate. Isn't this Gen 8?
Not when Knockoff was released, when they introduced Knockoff into Gen 8 because it was kind of
Is
like
that
a
true?
new
Yeah,
element
because
at
there
the time.
was like Pokemon Home and stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I remember the first like week of this gen, everyone was running Hatteran Trick Room teams with this guy on it. That was like everywhere on the ladder.
I think I remember that.
Do you remember-
You're
I
right.
was,
You're right.
I was killing Hatterines galore.
Yeah.
Early Gen 8, I
yeah,
totally forgot about. There was like nothing in the game, huh? There was like nothing.
Yeah, so this guy was really strong at that point in time, or at least people
was
thought
so
he was.
lame.
But this Pokemon is obviously terrible. You
Just
know.
Dracovish versus Seismitoad.
Yeah.
What a great
that was,
meta.
That was good.
miserable.
Gyarados,
But yeah,
Mac
obviously,
Dynamax.
Cursola
Oh,
is terrible.
no.
But I will say that they've definitely changed Cursola in a pretty significant way. Unfortunately, they've done nothing interesting with it. They've just given it big special attack number and low speed, and the move Shadow Ball. So there's not much to say about Cursola.
Yeah, really. Like, what are we?
I
what are
like
we
its
looking at here?
visual. It's a haunted. What do you call it?
It's a
What is that? Coral, ocean coral.
Coral Reef, yeah.
it's haunted coral. It's coral haunted.
Great
coral?
Barrier?
What? I don't understand.
It's
Is
haunted
it
coral.
coming out of like a little pot of coral? What's happening?
It's growing somewhere.
It's
That's a little
growing out.
stone.
Okay, that's a stone. It's open. It's full of some sort of like liquid or plasma.
That's him.
I guess we'll never know. It's too mysterious. for me.
Hisuian Electrode is a wooden Pokeball rather than the more mechanical modern plastic Pokeball. Thoughts?
It's a Pokeball.
Thoughts on it?
I've got no thoughts.
You got
Like, what the hell
It's
is-
electric grass. It's got a Chloroblast which has a
My
high base
biggest
power.
question is, why the hell is this guy a grass type? Is wood grass?
It's tree
Like we got
adjacent.
Sudowoodo, which is a rock type.
Pseudo-Wudo? He's grass adjacent.
Tree is grass. See Executor,
Tree is
Tropius,
grass?
etc.
I don't believe. I don't believe.
Is there wood and grass?
Executor,
grasses?
Tropius, Decidueye.
Let's just get it straight that there's no consistency in Pokemon design.
No,
but
there is. There's
even
never been a
so-
single logical inconsistency in Pokemon, okay? Northern Lion knows all about it.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
tell you. He'll tell you that Luxray is appropriately dark electric type as it should be. As it should be.
I use wooden
Yeah.
Pokeballs because I'm an old school.
Yeah,
This
so-
94-year-old
This
trainer catches Pokemon the old-fashioned way.
Get it twisted. Every Pokemon type makes exact logical sense based on
Yeah,
its
yeah,
design.
It's stupid. Oh, I don't care about either of these guys.
Yeah, I think that the Cursola at least like it's a bit more novel. Like,
Cursola has a better visual flavor. It is a cursed coral. That's like a creative idea. His Electrode, to begin with, is just a Pokeball with a face. That was like the
Also,
Iron
there's a
Jugulus of its time, right? Like they had 5 minutes left. I guess Pokeball is the next guy.
I refuse to vote.
Also, Cursola has actually a poignant kind of parallel. I think if we think about our Great Barrier Reef in Australia, how the the effects of climate change are causing coral bleaching and death. I think that this Pokemon really
true.
reflects that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Coral bleaching. Now we're talking. Now I'm understanding the design.
Now we're, as Australians, we've got to vote for
Yes.
Cursola.
Okay, I'm voting Cursola 3-0. No problem at all.
There you go.
I get it. I'm patriotic like that.
Oh my god, I get it.
I get it.
Sirfetch'd versus Dugtrio Alola in a fight. Not in a fight, in a battle of
wins?
wits.
This is Sirfetch'd in an instant. It's not even
Dugtrio
close.
Alola would win 1v1. It would run
Would
Focus
it?
Sash
No, it
and
wouldn't.
slow Sirfetch'd.
Focus Sash it would, mate.
I think Sirfetch'd is tanky enough to live a hit from.
Oh, wait, does Sirfetch'd get Mac Punch? No chance.
Maybe.
No, but
I think it
Dugtrio
does
would
actually.
Use Dynamax and live it anyway.
It's Mark Sword, because it's a sword-based
get that.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Go. Sirfetch'd gets Grassy Glide. Useful.
Wow, that's interesting. It needs terrain to be up, but hey.
It doesn't get Mark Punch, but it does have like 95 defense. So I think it is living a hit from Dugtrio.
I don't think Dugtrio has a leg to stand on in the 1v1.
Dugtrio is winning in a fight. It's I am from the future. I know.
Okay. Well, I think
like
Sirfetch'd has more merit, is more meritorious.
I mean, we're not really judging these guys based off their competitive viability, considering both of them.
That's partly a
I've not
factor
seen
if they're
much
like a
vintage.
cool guy, you know.
It's a smaller factor because they're both crap. But
Yeah.
Sirfetch'd looks really awesome. Even though Dugtrio's the Beach Boys, we're looking at a whole different.
What
whole different echelon
what
of
musical
Pokemon.
artist is Sirfetch'd? Is that like, I don't even know.
Sirfetch'd is Iron and Wine.
That's Lady Gaga. That's
This
her
is
new look.
Lady-
It's like the meat dress. It's a new.
No, who's the guy with the mohawk in the Sex Pistols?
Oh, Sid Vicious? No. I don't
Sid
know.
Vicious. Yeah, that's the one.
Is it Sid Vicious?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's
This is
that's
Bryan
Sirfetch'd.
Cranston, actually. This is Bryan Cranston right before his pivotal scene in the Crawl Space episode.
This is when Walter White became Heisenberg.
This is where, yeah.
This is when Farfetch'd became Sirfetch'd.
Exactly. This is when Chris became one of the Sopranos.
The money. Why is he progressing? Excuse you. Put him back.
I voted for him in my mind. Did you guys
Okay,
vote for him?
Great. Any more discussion on that?
Let's talk about Alolan Dugtrio for a moment. Hair looking excellent. Nose, not as much.
Okay. I vote
Steel
Sirfetch'd,
typing, but
thanks the-
but why is he metallic hair? Metallic hair? Question mark? Question mark.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like glam metal, right? That's the
Glam
pun.
metal.
metallic
He's metal.
hair.
He's metal. He's the Clash.
That's
The
not
Clash.
true.
The
That's
Clash is
wrong.
the Clash is a punk band. What do you
Dude,
mean?
shut up. You just insulted millions of people.
Sorry.
He's Def Leppard.
He's right.
What's
That's
that
not
other
not
band?
metal
Motley
at all.
Crue
I'm
and all that?
I'm wrong about that. They're from the UK though, so that's the same thing.
Yeah, same band. That's Motley Crue. That's Bon Jovi, etc. Oh, great long hair.
Yeah, Twisted Sister,
Twisted
Kiss.
Sister.
Yeah.
Kiss, not quite.
Is he
there,
good
looks so
though?
Cool.
Is he progressing forth? Do you?
He's not
I
good.
voted for him last time. He's better than Runerigus in my eyes. Is he better than
But it's, not,
Sirfetch'd?
but it's not better than Surfetch. It's not even close.
Surfetch'd
Surfetch
is
is
much
significantly
cooler.
better.
He's a Sir.
Can we zoom out? Can we look at the matchup as a whole, please? Not this zoom in crap. Not the
Yo,
whole
you want to
board,
see
sorry.
Sirfetch'd and Dougie? Yeah, here they are.
In all their glory. Yeah,
Here they
just
are.
try to get the whole leek, if you would. The spring onion.
Oh yes. Spring onion is also a good ingredient in many dishes. Consider this.
Spring onion is not called spring onion in America. It's
They call it scallions.
it's Scallion.
Yeah.
Thank
Ah,
you.
yeah,
It's called
well-
a scallion.
I'm currently in China. Here they call it spring onion. If they're speaking English, which they don't.
What are they called in Chinese?
I don't know. I
I have
don't.
to think.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I should know
It's
this.
called Hilp.
I'll tell you, cabbage is called baotsai, I think.
I'll say delicious. I'm voting Sirfetch'd.
Me too as well.
Thank you. That's a majority.
That
Let's
is the
move on.
majority. What are you voting for out of curiosity, Crypto?
Oh, it's Sirfetch'd. It's one of the
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
We got a 3-0 victory to Sirfetch'd. Congratulations. Commiserations, Dugtrio Alola, despite your cool hair and link to hair metal. It's not going to be the day for
Sorry
you.
to the Beachy Boys.
Sorry to Brian.
Sorry to the Spice Girls.
Obstagoon versus Alola Ninetales. An interesting clash of ideals. Ninetales Alola better in competitive, but do we like it in competitive? It is a hyper-offensive behemoth. Its visual design
It's a
has some merit, though. Ice Fairy, we like Ice Fairy. We like it. Obstagoon,
I like Ice
it
Fairy.
can wall Calyrex Shadow Rider. It's got
And
Guts
we
Flame
focused.
Orb. It's pretty good, actually. I like Obstagoon.
I like both these guys.
Hmm.
I like Ninetales Alola more. It's that simple for myself.
Interesting. Crypto,
It's so
gonna
much
be-
fun to use.
what do you think?
I'm going to be controversial and say that I actually think Obstagoon is cool. I love the design of this Pokemon. I think it's really fun. Normal Dark is a fun novel typing. It's got a cool little niche. I agree that normal type with Guts is not the most interesting and it's a bit one-dimensional.
There's normal
but
Dark
Ninetales
type
Alola
with
is
Guts,
maybe,
Oh.
yeah, but also Ninetales Alola is the most one-dimensional Pokemon of all time. So I'm actually going to give it to Obstagoon.
You're quite right, to be honest. I don't mind that it's one-dimensional, but it is one-dimensional.
Being one-dimensional is not necessarily bad. I don't think it's broken by any means.
Yeah,
It's-
Dracovish just uses
I think-
Vicious Render. That's fun.
It can feel broken when there's other broken in Pokemon in the format that I would get a lot out of Aurora Veil. Is that Ninetales Alola's fault? I don't know. Like when Baxcalibur was in, that was nuts. They were very powerful together.
Yeah.
Baxcalibur's banned now though, and like a lot of
picked
those
one.
broken boost sweepers are banned now, and there's Alola Ninetales winning instantly on turn 1 with a single Aurora Veil click. Consider that Iron Crown is on the rise. It
I'm
just hits him with
considering
Tachyon Cutter. You can there's much
There's-
counterplay.
You're totally
Yeah, I mean,
right. There's so
I'm
many
gonna be-
offensive skill options these days compared to what they used to be. It was like
Yeah.
Mash Ironhead or give up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
we
going to be
got it
frank.
right.
I definitely don't have my finger on the pulse of modern gen Pokemon. So I'm only, familiar
You've
with this
played
guy
a bit
in
of
that
Gen
setting.
9, but things change a lot in Gen 9.
Yeah, when I played Gen 9, it was more like you were saying, where this Pokemon was enabling incredibly difficult to
It definitely there was
fight
a time
against
when
hyper-offense
Ninetales
teams.
Alola teams were the most annoying thing in the game. Like early,
so I think that's-
when this guy first dropped, it was ridiculous.
Used to run New York together.
Yeah, so that's the kind of memory I have of this Pokemon, and hence my disdain for it, I suppose. Is that,
Ninetales
I found
Alola.
it very hard to outpace because it would set up the Aurora Veil, and then you have to spend a turn defaulting, and by the time you click default, they've already clicked their setup move, and then you lose.
That's annoying.
Ninetales Alola visiting Baxcalibur in the old folks' home. We used to run New Jersey. Oh, that's nice.
That's right. Oh, we did? That's nice.
It's. I've always said it's the Hector Salamanca of Pokemon.
Yeah, I've heard you say that.
Yeah.
I'm well known. I'm famous for
Yeah.
that quote, actually.
Well, so you're standing strong with Obstagoon vote, or?
Yeah. Call me crazy.
Well,
I'm
it's on me
Ninetales.
then. I think I'll vote for Ninetales. I think it's like of all the regional forms, it's one of the fan favorites. It's like competitively relevant. Fans like casual and competitive alike. It's got merit, so we'll give it some props. I think Obstagoon, though, respect where it's deserved, is one of the cooler ones in my eyes. Alolan Golem versus Hisuian-Samurott. What do we think? You guys previously expressed some hatred towards Hisuian-Samurott that I thought was unfounded. I thought it was a bit too far.
The more I look at this guy, the more I am lightly warming to him from a design perspective. He's kind of got some cool shield things going on. But
He's hornish.
the more I
Hornish.
think, the more he's hornish. Excuse you.
He's
The
got a
more I
horn.
look at him, the more I also consider about how annoying he is in competitive again. And to be frank, it makes me sick.
I don't think he's that annoying. I've been playing Gen 9 actually recently. Zamazenta punishes him.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
Hey, Zamazenta legal now. I forgot about that.
That's true. You don't know. You don't know about it.
That's true. That's true.
It does feel annoying when he clicks Ceaseless Edge because it's like damage plus progress. It is kind of annoying. I will give you that. But
I can hear people beeping
and then
on
the
road
honkers in the back are in
voicing their
agreement.
disapproval.
And they're kind of hornish, perhaps.
Yeah.
They're horned for sure.
Alolan Golem is cool though. You guys think he's cool? I think he's cool.
I think he's really cool. Electromagnet is cool because like there are lots of magnet Pokemon, but this kind of design is a bit unique. It stands out from
is.
Magnetons and your Probo passes. It's got a unique niche. I like that it can trap and kill Skarmory. As a Gen 3 player, that's a very fond mechanic for me. So I think this guy's cool. I'm a fan.
He's great. He's great.
I would vote
He's
for
a
him.
heat
Would you all
transfer.
vote for him?
inflicts wild charge on various flying birds, such as Corv and Knight. It's gone wild.
He does.
I would vote for him.
You voters?
He's my guy. He's my boy.
Yeah.
You voters? Well, sorry to Hisuian-Samurott Nation. He's pretty popular. Hisuian-Samurott's pretty beloved. But I gotta give it to Alolan Golem too, even though I'm defending Hisuian-Samurott here. Alolan Golem, I think, is a creative Pokemon that I appreciate.
Yeah.
It's got some heart. It's got some heart and soul. I like it.
Mumby and I aren't pandering. Get mad in the comments.
Hey, listen to this. You can also run him as Sturdy Explosion Custap Berry. That's
Well, there you
great.
go. He still has Sturdy. That's right.
That's so true.
Goodra Hisuian versus Cursola. Cursed Barrier Reef versus Snail on its way.
New slug converted to snail.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I like snails.
These are both.
Maple Story.
Yeah, Maple Story snail. That's
Indeed.
true. I'm now pretty fond of Cursola these days.
Yeah, I
after
like
the
these
very
days.
weak
These
connection
days.
with
Within 15 minutes, I've been.
Yeah, I'm a short-term fan. It's true. I think
Yeah,
Goodra Hisu still wins out for me, personally.
Yeah, I actually think it's close in that like Goodra Hisui is not monumentally different from regular Goodra, but I still think that it's got more to offer as a Pokemon, like in a battle league sense than Cursola does. Cursola just like has big special attack, click Shadow Ball. Goodra has some fun support options, can click big attacks with choice specs. There's a bit more going on there, a bit more variety. So I'm also going to vote for Goodra.
Well, gee whiz, Cursola doesn't have many. He's looking upset about it too.
Yeah.
But I would also
That expression
probably
just changed, didn't it?
vote for Hisui and Goodra. I'm sorry.
I would
The
do it.
reef is dying, and it's our fault. It's our fault. How could this
Like
happen?
true citizens, we continue to ignore it and vote for Goodra
We
Hisui.
instead focus on snails.
Yeah.
Snails are
snail
more
channel.
important.
This Sirfetch'd being so long has really thrown a spanner.
Yeah,
in the
it's
works of
really-
this bracket.
Let's
I mean,
get these
you might
guys.
not know this, but actually in Far North Queensland, every 3 months someone's eaten by a snail. So.
Yeah, look, interesting point
I ain't gonna
perspective.
spend any
However,
time.
interesting perspective. However, in the meantime, every 6 months,
But
someone's
the
eaten by a
thousand
snail in
blossoms
North
bloom.
Queensland.
Did I tell you that I sat next to Bob Catter on a plane once?
What?
Did
What
you?
the? Really?
Oh my goodness.
He
Can you
introduced
remember?
himself and made me shake his hand. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh, Bob
no.
He
Catter,
made
what's
you
your
shake
name?"
his hand.
Like he
That's
was,
the
you know,
best.
like normally when you get on a plane, like you don't interact with the people next
yeah.
to you. Like you put your headphones on, then you go to the location. But
That would be
you know, Bob
traumatic.
Catter's the man of the people.
resisting saying fuck off and die.
Here's the thing though, he's a weird broken clock because every so often he'll have this like really progressive belief. Like a few months ago, he was like, "We need to get these monarchs off of our coins. Let's get some Indigenous Australian people on our
he
coins."
represents his. He shamelessly represents his district.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely very good at representing his constituents for sure. But he'll occasionally have some very out there progressive thing, which is
That's pretty funny.
novel. Yeah.
I
Real
do
broken
not know
clock
much
podcast.
about politics, but I liked the clip where he said that people are getting eaten by crocodiles.
But I ain't gonna spend any time on it.
So that's
That's
my thoughts.
that's an Ozpol classic up there with Egg Boy and Tony Abbott eating an onion. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with Australian
Listen,
politics, I think
our
those are some
country
good
is a
places
fake
to start.
joke. Okay, we don't exist. We are a comedic joke. Tony Abbott ate an onion. We're fake.
It's great.
Thank you.
Let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom.
Look up Bobcat or crocodiles and have a laugh. Look it up, folks. Anyway, Sirfetch'd versus Alola Ninetales, though. What do you think? Is it?
Sorry, I'm just watching.
Are you watching?
I
it
ain't
back?
gonna spend any time on it.
I like his very abrupt shift to fury.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's one of the greatest gear shifts of all time.
I'm back on task. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Let's talk. Let's talk
talk
all
Pokemon.
Things, Pokemon.
Let's talk
talk
Mons.
Ninetales Alola. Let's talk Sirfetch'd, fucking Kalos, whatever this shit is.
Excuse me. What's your tongue?
I don't know regions. I apologize.
That's
I don't play
Galarian.
any of
It's
these crap
Galarian.
games. Sirfetch'd Galar. That's not what it's called.
It's
I
pretty
hate
close,
to say
right?
it, but yeah, I mean, for cultural relevance, Ninetales is definitely ahead. And I don't know what Sirfetch'd does, which I think makes it hard for me to vote for him.
Should we
I
look
think
up
he's
what he
cool though, and
does?
I like. I think he's cool, and I like spring onions as an ingredient. I like that you get to
like him as
the
an
bottom of the spring onion is like a vegetable, and the top part is like a herb. You know, like you can
Which
cut
of
the
these
bottom bit
Pokemon
into
would
big
win
chunks.
as an ingredient?
How would these Pokemon be
No.
good as ingredients? I think Alolan Golem.
I mean,
you don't want him in your soup.
I like. I mean, to be fair, I do like a stiff drink, and ice is a very important ingredient in
Yeah.
that. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, they
Hey, what
definitely
about
both have
Bloody Mary,
utility.
dude?
Yeah.
Bloody
is
Mary,
important in
you need the
cocktails.
celery in there or whatever. It's pretty similar to a spring onion.
Yeah, I can
Because-
see it. I can see it.
Sirfetch'd has relevance in alcoholic beverages. It's true.
Yeah.
Is that a lettuce shield
Um,
or what shield? Lettuce?
I think it looks like more of an. It looks like an allium. You know how like the outer
like a
part is
bok choy.
darker green and the inner part is more light, and the way the leek gets darker towards the end.
I think it's bok choy.
Could be bok choy.
It's got to be an allium, surely. That's the. That's
I don't know
the,
what an
that's the whole
allium is.
flavor.
I'll level with you. Maybe
It's like the onion family, like onions, like spring onions, chives, garlic. You know.
It's like onion adjacent shield.
Yeah, it's a bok choy.
Yeah, interesting. So it's probably a bok choy. I'm torn here. Alolan Ninetales is like a classic, but Sirfetch'd, I quite like him. I quite like him. Even though he doesn't have competitive relevance. He doesn't even have much cultural relevance, but maybe he should. Maybe he should.
Yeah, you know what? Because I actively dislike Ninetales and I don't know what Sirfetch'd does, it's Sirfetch'd.
Because Sirfetch'd hasn't wronged me yet, we'll go Sirfetch'd. Nah. For me, I don't know. What do you think, Mumby? What do you think?
I'm going with Sirfetch'd.
You're going
Despite
with
my previous allegiance to Ninetales Alola, I really enjoy Sirfetch'd.
Well,
I think it's cool.
my vote doesn't matter anymore. It seems majority rules. Sirfetch'd wins against Alola Ninetales. A bit of an upset. Probably the fans are furious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Perhaps. You won't see any more Moonblasts in this.
Indeed.
Goodbye,
Sirfetch'd in the grand
Come on,
finals.
I mean, Ninetales Alola has never clicked Moonblast in its life.
It's clicking Blizzard. You're probably right.
It's clicking Aurora Veil and it's clicking Hypnosis and
That's roughly it.
Yeah.
Golem versus Goodra Hisui.
Also,
Golem
it's
Alola.
kind of a tough one, isn't it? I quite like both of these two. I quite like them. Which do I like more? Golem Alola is like funnier. I think it's a bit more creative, even though Hisui and Goodra is a good twist on the original Goodra. Like, they really improved it. If you compare Hisui and
thought about
Goodra
it.
to like Typhlosion, they missed the mark on Hisui and Typhlosion, but Hisui and Goodra really hit the mark.
Yeah, that was clever.
Uh,
For reasons previously stated, I'm still a Golem Alola lover. But I enjoy
Interesting.
Hisui Goodra for its snail relevance. That's
I
pretty
gotta say
cool.
as well, Golem Alola really rolls off the tongue. That's very fun to
Golem
say.
Alolan.
Golem Alola.
Alolan Golem.
Galola Ola.
I might vote for Hisui and
I'm-
Goodra. I quite like it. I think it's a wonderful Pokemon design.
I hate to veto you here, Jim, but I'm also voting for Golem here.
You're voting for Golem. All right. Well, that's fair enough. It was close for me, so I'm not displeased about that outcome. Hisui and Goodra, regrettably, not making it. What a funny grand finals here. I would not have anticipated this. Sirfetch'd versus Alolan
I like
Golem
these
in the
guys.
grand
I
finals
think it
of this
makes sense.
bracket. But keep in mind, there's
These are
another
probably my
bracket,
two
folks.
faves.
There's another bracket, and the winner of that bracket will face the winner of this bracket in the end. But here we are in the present.
One of these Pokemon will square off in the grand final later. Which of it will it be?
Which will it be?
Whose cuisine reigns supreme? You know what? I think Sirfetch'd design is so cool.
Yeah, it is. They cooked, dare I say, in many ways with the spring onion.
I think now that I've entered my late 20s, I'm no longer allowed to say that, but I will agree with you.
Golem Alola,
It's just
electrical
great.
magnet pull, has facial hair. Creative
And
fun.
it's got iron shavings attached to its chin.
I think Sirfetch'd
and
has the better
outrageous.
visual design, dare I say. I think it's just one of the better
Wow.
ones recently.
I like Golem Alola's visual
And
design.
Both of these
It
are
still
Gen 1
kind of has-
Pokemon that they've given some real love. They have gone
That's
back
true.
and given them something to work with.
Maybe that's why I enjoy these guys.
Yeah,
They're-
they're like
just old dudes
underappreciated
who've had
guys
life
being given
breathed
something.
back into them. I
Yeah.
enjoy that. Someone's honking loudly.
They agree with you. They do.
Thanks very much to that person for their support. I am going Golem Alola. That's my
You're-
final vote.
Sticking to your...
I'm a big fan. Sirfetch'd is I've kind of carried him through the bracket, but Golem Alola.
I sort
has
of made
my
Sirfetch'd.
loyalty
I
at
made
this
him.
moment.
You could
I'm
say.
amused today.
Well, what the hell am I voting for then? I have to decide this one. It's Sirfetch'd versus Alolan Golem. If you asked me like a couple hours ago, I'll snap pick Alolan Golem, but for its competitive, semi-competitive relevance and novel design, as well as unique visual flavor. But Sirfetch'd, I've really grown some appreciation for him. He's holding Sword and Shield that are onion-based. I love that. He's also got an angry look. They've done very well with this. They've done
He
well.
looks angry. He kind of looks angry in a very like royal and knightly way though, which I enjoy. It's more of a strong eyebrow game rather than anger.
True.
Golem Alola looks furious. Mouth is ajar. He's shouting some just angry.
He's looking
syllables.
furious. Well,
He's fishing for.
I gotta make a decision here, and I think I'm going to go with Alolan Golem. Because I've used it. I got some memories associated with it. I like that it can trap Heatran.
Activated. Golem Alola has exploded on Sirfetch'd.
Oh
and
dear.
the bracket is over.
And we could say Alolan Golem wins this bracket. What a world. What a world. I think it's well deserved.
I'm with you there.
Now into bracket 2.
More exciting.
And
Shut your eyes if you don't want spoilers. Shut them now. Shut them
shut
now.
your eyes, shut your eyes. Oh gosh.
You can open them
Oh
again.
dear.
First matchup of the day. We've seen these two guys around, that's for sure.
Yes. Galarian Slowbro versus Galarian Darmanitan. Both
I'm just gonna
Galarian.
be right back 1 sec. I'm just gonna get some
Oh,
water
sure.
and stuff.
Yeah.
1 sec.
No worries.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. Which of these were doing in a fight, man?
Did Galarian Slowbro, did he win?
Did he win in a fight?
Did
Galarian
Galarian
Slowbro?
Slowbro do good? Did he do good?
Did Galarian Slowbro win in that fight?
Is he eating the shell? Is he gonna eat that shell? Is that a kipper? Sorry.
Is he eating kippers?
Is he eating a kipper right now? Is that...
True.
I think Slowbro Galar has gone woke. I think he's gone woke.
I was just trying to think of a way to thread that in. I was like, oh, it's not worth it.
Is he woke?
Just leave that out. Just thread you on work. Is this a work design? Did you see that thing, the Northern Line thing about Luke 50 yen?
That was the funniest thing of all time. I did see that. I wanted to bring it up, but I'm not sure how the hell do we even explain it.
That's not getting
Luke
in there,
50
man.
yen editing this video.
Luke 50 yen editing this video.
It's just deranged. Someone has dreamed of fake edits
Yen.
of it.
That's so good. His name is Luke 50.
Anyway, back to bracket time. Galarian Slowbro versus Galarian Darmanitan. What do you think?
Wow.
What do you think?
Look at these Pokemon.
Look at this powerful bunch.
Galarian Darmanitan is a classic, to be honest with you. When this thing was legal, it was so funny. You just guerrilla tactic all over them.
They went very far with it. They made
Yeah.
one of the most broken Pokemon ever. It's hilarious.
I think it's so funny, man. It's like, what if he had another choice band?
Yeah, he's got 2 choice bands.
Honestly, yeah. One of the funniest things ever. Like, just absolutely zero foresight into like how this Pokemon would behave. It was like the Dracovic of its time. It was hilarious. It was amazing, and honestly, so much funnier than Slowbro Galar. Slowbro Galar is just like another boring regen bulky Pokemon. Darmanitan is so hilarious. You gotta vote for Darmanitan.
You know what else Slowbro Galar does? Quick Draw, which is just, funnily enough, it's also an item effect as an ability. It's just Quick Claw as a. I think it's actually 30%, is if I'm not mistaken, to go move
I hate
host.
it. Why would they do that? What was the thought process there?
You can run Quick Claw Slowbro Galar to have 2 proc chances on Quick Claw, basically.
You can do it. Why would you want that? You tell me that.
That was.
Just run
Do you remember the
Regenerator
team
and
with the
be
Quick Claw
normal.
spam in OU? There was just 5
I
Quick
do
Claw
remember that.
users.
Absolutely sickening. I've been beaten by that in Gen 3 before. It's not fun.
Oh, in Gen 3 it's messed up because it doesn't say in the chat that Quick Claw activated yet. They didn't implement that
yeah.
yet, so you could just have a brain malfunction for a moment.
Like, this guy is faster.
It's the worst is when it's Magneton and you bring in Dugtrio to trap Magneton, you get HP Grass. Like, wait a sec, what the hell just happened?
What have I done?
What is going on here?
Darmanitan Zen also gave way to the blunder lead Darm 6-0, one of the greatest videos ever.
Oh yeah, I saw like an edit of that recently. That was hilarious. It looks cool too. It's like a snowman form. I like it.
Yeah.
And the Zen mode is fire type as well, randomly, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they give it fire. I don't know what was going on with Darm Galar Zen. It's a triple barrel name as well.
Darmanitan Galar Zen, Mama Liz's chili oil. The Ultra Dawn
More
Wings.
Northern Line. Yeah, true. Necrozma, Duskmane, Dawn Wings.
Sometimes they put too many
Ultra
hyphens into their
Dawn.
Pokemon names. They gotta stop sometimes. Like Necrozma, Dawn
do.
Wings, Zen Mode. It's enough is enough.
You got Pumpkaboo Large.
Pumpkaboo Large.
I'm sure someone in the comments can tell us the like longest, most convoluted Pokemon
There
name.
it is. I've found it. It's Urshifu Rapid Strike G-Max.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't tell Northern Lion about that one. As once again,
Oh, well, I wouldn't.
Urshifu Rapid Strike Gigantamax.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Galarian Darmanitan
Well,
gets
yeah.
my vote as well. He gets my vote. I like him more than
That's the other
Slowbro. I like that he's holding the shell, I guess, but you know.
Yeah, it's a cool design.
Visually.
Slowbro is by default a cool design. And he's like, oh shit, this thing's on my arm. I'm fucked. He's looking
Yeah.
down kind of nervously. Cute, but ultimately you stink, man. Get
But
on my side.
ultimately,
Well
sorry.
done. Well done to Dom.
Clodsire versus Galarian Rapidash.
is that?
Galarian Rapidash.
Is that a My Little Pony? What the fuck is
That's
What the
what
that?
I'd
hell am
say.
I looking at?
It's sort of just like a generic unicorn, isn't it?
Is that Charlie? Is that Charlie the unicorn?
Charlie the
Charlie.
unicorn. I haven't thought about Charlie the
Damn.
unicorn in a while. What the hell?
That's a throwback. That
Yeah.
video ruled the internet for a while.
This
What
has
is-
won the
I remember
internet.
being like 13 and just being like, this is not funny. This is not funny at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is Clodsire. Clodsire is so cool. Like, they've fully transformed Quagsire into its own novel and annoying Pokemon.
I don't think it's that annoying is the thing. I think it's less annoying than the original Quagsire. Because it's weak to a lot of stuff. It's got a bad typing, kind of. It's like good and bad.
I love this Pokemon.
I think it's good. I think it's like how a defensive Pokemon should feel. It's not like infinitely healing forever.
Exactly.
You know, it's not
I really
hard to
enjoyed
get
that they
it
managed
through.
they managed to make Quag relevant again without just buffing his stats. They redistributed things and made it quite interesting.
Yeah, because Quagsire has like the most like mediocre stats of all time. So yeah, I agree with you. They've done it well.
He's got the
And-
classic Water Absorb Unaware mind game, still part of its identity. He gets hazards, they get Recover in there. They've maintained the Quag legacy.
And I'm
Which is
glad
pretty
that this Pokemon exists in a world where what's the guy that when it gets hit it makes toxic spikes?
Glamora. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Galarian.
Yeah, I'm glad that this Pokemon exists in a world with that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck that guy.
I
He's
think
annoying.
people like Galarian Rapidash. Maybe children.
Yeah, look, man, you're gonna have to carry the discussion on Galarian.
It
Rapidash
has
after this
fairy
game.
psychic fairy typing. Is that unique? Yeah.
Tapu Lele is
No,
that?
yeah.
So is
Lele gets that
Hatterene
one.
and everybody. But have you
A
considered
few.
he's a member of the Horse Council?
Gardevoir gets that.
Galarian Rapidash is a member of the Stealth Horse Council. He's not revealed yet.
I can't believe they made a fucking Pokemon for My Little Pony fans. That's crazy.
Mr. Mime gets that type.
You name
It's not
listing off
unique
all the other
whatsoever.
psychic fairy types. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know shit about this guy.
Isn't he physical? That's the niche.
I think its ability is something bad like Steadfast. Or what is its ability?
It's Runaway, Anticipation, and he's got Pastel Veil, which means he can't get poisoned. There you go.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
genius.
The Pokemon that is weak to poison moves, but don't worry, it can't get poisoned, so it's
I
fine.
don't mind that. You can switch in on Toxic Spike. It's okay.
But there's better status immunity.
Look,
It's in a
look,
world where it's purifying salt exists, and you're only immune to poison. Keep up, buddy. Keep up.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Galarian Zapdos is up against
Hey,
Sneasler. What
these
do
are cool guys.
This is a
These are
real
cool guys.
bracket.
This is a real matchup.
bracket.
It's a real matchup.
They were cooking with Sneasler, to be honest. Having like
you
an
think so?
alternate evolution path to Sneasel and Weevil. Sneasler is cool. When it was first announced, I saw the description for Diaclaw and thought, well, this thing is just going to be the best Pokemon in the game. That's not fun at all. Turns out it was semi-usable for a bit, and then it got banned. Never saw that one.
It got broken when Rillaboom returned. No, well, Rillaboom didn't
Yeah.
return. It got Grassy Glide again, which made it good. And then Grassy Terrain, Grassy
Unburdened.
Seed, Unburdened, Sneasler went in ridiculous.
Hawlucha Mark II.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sneasler is an absolute motherfucker. Like in every format that it's in, this Pokemon is.
He's
fucking
become meta in
diabolical.
VGC, and the VGC players are like furious about it because Diaclaw is just the stupidest move of all time.
Oh,
Yeah,
And it's-
I can't believe they made that move. Like they made. I was complaining about Cecil's Edge before, but
No,
Diaclaw
it might be the
one of the
worst.
worst.
It might be the worst move design in Pokemon history, right? It might be
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
truly,
Hey, here's a question.
truly
Do you get
horrendous.
3 separate rolls, or is it one roll and then it rolls again for the?
It's I think a 50% chance for, and then if you hit that 50% chance, it's a 1 in 3 on each
Okay,
status
gotcha.
ailment.
Yeah,
So you're
So
not just right. That I mean,
because obviously poison
so
is
silly.
irrelevant, but yeah, asleep or paralyzed is
imagine
absolutely
that 80
diabolical.
base power and you can just send them to bed. That's so silly.
the fact that it can sleep is crazy. It's crazy.
It is. It's beautiful.
It's just Spore half the time that does 80 base damage. Like
Come on, guys. What are we thinking with that one?
yeah, that's
Meanwhile, you got Zapdos Galar. Cool design. Actually, awesome guy.
I
I
think
enjoy it. It's an agility sweeper. You
of-
can put a scarf or a band on there. It gets Defiant. Great ability. One of my favorites.
agree
I'm a
across the
big fan.
board. This Pokemon is incredibly cool. I love the design. I think it's very fun. They've made this guy Zapdos a physical type with Defiant, and it gets some cool moves. It gets Stomping Tantrum, so you can break through.
it gets a kick move of its
Um,
own, like Thunderous Kick or something, which is kind
I
of
think that's right. Thunderous Kick.
flavorful, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like because he's
I- I-
electric
I'm
and is normal.
Unfortunately, you get close combat, so you never use that. But
That's
you know,
true.
it's
Why would
cool
you
that it has
use
it.
that one?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets
It's
close.
there. It's there.
Gets a U-turn.
Yeah, it's got a U-turn. It's got knockoff. Variety of physical options. From a design perspective, it's also pretty cool. Like Zapdos
Visual, yeah.
has. I mean, it's the whole thing of having like a region form. You know, it's divergent evolution. This guy's learned to use its claws and walk on the ground rather than fly around. That's fun.
Yeah, and I
That's a
will
cool
say that I don't think Sneasler looks different enough to Sneasel. You know, Like,
to Weavile.
It's- no, to Sneasel.
Oh yeah,
Sneasel?
it looks more like
Original
Sneasel than Weavile does, which I guess
Well,
makes it a
it's
different.
Sneasler.
It's like more Sneasel-ish, which maybe is
I
intentional.
like how he looks. I think he looks cool.
He's got a kind of a
Yeah.
smirk that annoys me though. Like I put you to sleep.
He
didn't
knows
I?
how fucking frustrating it is.
And I also, my issue with Sneasler is they've done the classic like modern gen Pokemon thing where you put all of the stats into speed and attack, and then you ignore everything else, and then it's just like the best guy
yeah,
ever.
yeah. I
Like
agree.
they've done a Kartana, except they've given it a ridiculous move. So I think for Zapdos has got a more balanced design, a bit more going on. I'm voting for Zapdos.
Of all the Galarian legendary birds, Zapdos is significantly. It feels like more love was put into this design and more thought. It is
I
a
wonder how many
flipping
Sneasler fans-
of the original Zapdos, while the other two are also special attackers still. This one is a physical attacker, which is
Yeah,
different. And
that's fun.
have you seen Pokemon Close Combat, the Pokemon fan-made fighting game?
No.
Well, it's cool. And Galarian Zapdos is
Zapdos in
a
it?
character, and he like runs around on his legs like a grounded bird
Yeah,
and
he's a
like
chicken
kicks
then.
and stuff. He's awesome. He's really
Yeah.
cool.
He's
in
kind of
that.
like a emu or something.
Yeah, like those grounded birds.
Emu-ish.
He's emu
Cassowary?
adjacent, cassowary-ish.
And also, if you were really paying
Sorry.
attention, you actually might have predicted the existence of Zapdos Galar in Gen 3, because of course, physical Zapdos has a niche there.
Oh yeah.
Maybe an
That's true.
inkling of things to come.
Is this a reference to Gen
HD
3 OU?
fighting
Is this a
drill.
reference?
I think they were looking out for you when they.
They
when
did it.
designed
They
this
did it
one.
for me. They made Choice
They
Band
did it.
Zapdos and they made it good.
They did it well.
And I play it well. Well, that's
I-
unanimous. It's unanimous. We all
Yeah.
agree. We all agree.
I wonder if there's going to be any upset Sneasler fans in the comments.
I think Sneasler does have fans, but I think it's an understandable one
be
here.
sure.
It's an annoying freak of a Pokemon. It's
If you're
annoying.
upset that Sneasler's been knocked out in the first round, like and subscribe and favorite this video.
Please favorite. Save this
Don't-
video to a playlist called Cinema.
Greatest videos on YouTube. Don't bother letting us know in the comments. We don't care.
What's that important videos playlist?
Important
That's
videos.
the best. That's crucial to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
gonna get
if you
buried
think
in the
Diaclor is
future.
good game design, please don't contribute to the gene pool.
Hey, excuse me.
Hey, whoa.
Comment on the video if
yeah.
you believe things, and I will hear you. I will listen. You got beliefs? Let me know.
Munby is going to personally reply to every comment on this video.
Luke 50 yen. Sorry,
would never.
sorry.
Luke 50 yen editing this video. Look at this guy, Mr. Rime. I forgot all about Mr.
Mr. Rime versus Alolan Muk. I've got
This
strong
is-
thoughts about this one. I'll pause for a moment though and let you someone chat.
I also have strong thoughts about this one. I'll pause for a moment and allow
Oh,
Chris to get a word in.
It's on you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love Alola. I think Alola is fucking awesome. Big, bulky assault vest guy with pursuit and knockoff and stuff. I think it's really fun. This is like good trapper design, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I could not tell you what Mr. Rime does. I don't think I've ever
Mr.
seen
Rime
this
is
Pokemon
ice
in an actual battle
psychic
before.
typing. He has ice
That's
psychic
so
typing,
cool.
which is very bad, but all right, Mr. Google, Mr. Rime.
Oh, it's got the ability Screen Cleaner, which removes
Screen
screens when you switch in.
Yeah,
Cleaner.
that's okay. There's a niche there.
Hey, his
I mean,
his
this guy's
description
super
on Bulbapedia says the comedian Pokemon. That's pretty funny.
Thanks for that, Bulbapedia.
He's the comedian.
That's pretty
Pokemon.
good. I'm looking at his animation on Smogon right now. He's like
He's
He's got a
like
good
Groucho
animation.
Marx
He does
kind
have a
of
good
guy.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tap dancing. That's pretty cool.
Visually, I like
He's
him.
up
I think
there-
that they did
He's
something.
on stage. He's just like, did you ever notice?
What's that
What's the deal
one-liner
with airplane
comment guy?
peanuts?
Fairy types are always complaining. Us ice types.
Please take my wife. I take her everywhere, but she finds her way home.
Yeah, that's the one. It's Alola. Alola is so cool.
Muck
We're
Alola.
moving on to the generational, one of the world's best designs, Alola. This guy is so cool. He's got an unbelievably good typing, only weak to ground. He's managed to maintain his identity as that classic poison type, but he's just cooler. He does great things. He poisons the opponent. I'm a massive Alola fan. I use this guy whenever possible.
I also love Alolan Muk. We're all Alolan Muk fans here, are we? Jeez, he might be my favorite of all the regional forms. To be honest, there's one other who's close, but that we'll get to. But Alolan Muk
couple.
is
Yeah.
beautiful, and I love Muk Monday. It's my favorite day of the week. Alolan Muk Monday is a rare occasion where the world rejoices in unison. I use this in
Alolan
Gen 7
Muk.
Ubers, and let me tell you, it can wall Mega Mewtwo.
Oh yeah,
It can pursuit trap things. I think
it's great.
Marshadow, kind of,
True.
not really,
There's
but
something
maybe.
to consider. When they got rid of Pursuit, that became a little lamer.
Yeah. Pursuit is. I like Pursuit. I wish it stayed, but hey.
This guy with an assault vest, you better have a plan. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
it. AV Alola is not to be messed with. This Pokemon is an absolute beast. I'm
It
such
just
a fan.
feels good to
Yeah.
use, you know. It because
Right.
it's typing. It's good against the fairies. It's good against the ghosts.
But it never feels overpowered.
No,
but it never
not
feels
at all,
overpowered
not at
because like
all.
its defense is just okay. It's very weak to Earthquake, a very common move. It's got no recovery, so there are lots of exploitable weaknesses. But if you maneuver it properly, this Pokemon is an absolute beast.
Very fun.
It's also great in
Thank you to
Gen
Alola.
7 pure Hackmons with Wonder Guard on it, because it has only one
Yeah.
weakness to ground. You put an air balloon, it's
That's
impervious
true.
to all damage.
I don't want to look at Mr. Rhyme for the rest of this bracket.
Hey,
Let's.
it wasn't
progress
really
Muck
fair
Alola
to
the
Mr. Rhyme
top
here to put it up against Alolan Muk. And Mr.
eight.
Rhyme, I
mean,
think...
it's bottom seed versus top seed. It is what it is.
Yes.
See you next time.
We love Alolan Muk, don't we, folks?
Yeah. It's like making Mango play pools.
Galarian Slowking versus Alolan Meowth.
These are two more cool Pokemon.
Alolan Meowth is funny.
I think it looks like he's having an allergic reaction. Like his face looks like really swollen. Yeah. Like where's
like
I'm looking for my EpiPen right now. You know.
Persia Alola. That's what.
Sorry,
it's
not
called,
Meowth.
Persian
Alolan
Alola.
Persian. Persian. Sorry.
Persian. Yeah, he's a Persian man. He's a cool guy. He's got that wide face. That's like a certain type of cat or
He's
something. That
Garfield.
is this fellow? That's not Garfield. Man.
He's
Garfield's
just
orange.
based on Garfield.
That's wrong. Garfield's a tabby cat or something.
I do like that because Persian is not circular face. They made him circular face,
Yeah.
which makes him
Persian
look
is lithe
goofier.
and skinny. And yeah, they gave him fur coat, I think, or rattled.
In game, he's not that interesting. Visual, it's all the visual design here. In game, I couldn't tell you
disagree.
what he
I
does.
think he
What's he do?
There was that video. There was I can't remember who made it. It was a video of Persian Alola with rattled and weakness policy, and you switch it in on U-turn pivots, and then just set up in one turn.
Oh,
Oh
It's
yeah, I can see
basically
that.
like using a shell smash on switch in.
well, that's.
I think
that's something.
the,
That's
the
something.
issue is with Rattled is that speed is its highest stat by an absolute mile, so
Yeah,
boosting its
well.
speed is not really achieving a whole lot.
You'll take it. Bit of power
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
Anyway,
60,
Slowbro Galar.
60 attack, that's pretty rough for Persian Alola.
60
true.
attack, jeez.
It's not the best time. It's funny though.
Galarian Slowking is one of the most competitively successful of the regional forms, and I think it's a Pokemon that gives some breathing room to teams in Gen 9. It feels like it's good versus Iron Valiant, lets you pivot out and stuff.
It's so strong, hey.
It's very good.
frustratingly strong.
Very good.
Oh.
Chuck
I
boots
just
on
think
there,
that
give it chilly respect.
every-
Oh man.
Every single Pokemon with the move Regenerator just needs to get in the fucking wheelchair, honestly. I hate
no.
Regenerator.
What about
It's
Amoonguss? Amoonguss
just
is
terrible.
cool. I like Amoonguss.
Amoonguss can stay, Reuniclus can stay, the rest of them.
Runerigus doesn't even
All
use
30
regen.
Sorry,
it
yeah,
uses
I
magic.
will rephrase. Like these Pokemon that are incredibly bulky and have moves that make progress really easily should not have Regenerator. This Pokemon has Scald and Regenerator.
Hollow.
You just click Scald 100 times until
Cyclone.
it gets the burn eventually.
Alamomola, what do you think? What do we do?
It doesn't really use.
Yeah,
It doesn't use Scald. It doesn't use it on every set. It uses the standard set is like Boots, which is also annoying. Boots regen
Right.
pivot is annoying.
It's
but,
that pivoted.
Uses Chilly Reception always. Thunder Wave, Future Sight usually just for breaking power, and like Sludge
Yeah.
Bomb usually just to hit fairies.
What's an
Yeah,
attack
okay.
on it?
Instead of Scald, it's Thunderwave. Whatever. Either way, he's making progress and taking negative damage.
It's a
just
progress Pokemon.
insufferable.
Like you switch in and gain momentum just by being on the field because you can switch out any time and gain back health. And the stats are so good that it's really hard to punish.
Yeah.
Very successful guy. You're quite on the money with that one, streamer.
Indeed. Visual design, do you like? I feel like it's kind of freaky looking. Kind of freaks me out. What's going
I
on?
kind
with
of like it. It kind of has this thing
like it.
where the tail Pokemon has become this like kind of parasitic thing, and it's like that's
It's
why it's on its
poisoning
head. It's
him.
kind of it's kind of taking over exactly. Hence the poison type.
Yeah,
I think that's a
enjoy
bit
that.
flavorful and fun.
It's true. I can get down with a sort of frightening Pokemon design.
Both
like
of
that.
the
I think there are
Galarians
parasites that do kind of have that effect. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a real thing.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's rabies, dude.
Well, I would vote for Galarian Slowking because at least it's weak to a lot of stuff, unlike, like Toxapex. Toxapex has weaknesses, but Galarian Slowking's weak to like Knockoff, Shadow Ball, Headlong Rush, Great Tusk, like common
That's
things in the
fun.
meta that are it's pretty easy to actually hit it hard. And especially because Knockoff gets rid of its boots, which makes it more vulnerable to hazards.
It enhances
I mean,
the meta by being strong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play enough of current gen to obviously understand the nuances of it. And I will agree that it is better than Toxapex, which admittedly is not a high bar to clear.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the importance of having these kind of defensive Pokemon in the metagame. I will concede that.
Similarly to what you said about Clodsire, it does remove toxic spikes, which is nice in a world where Glimmora exists. So that's another thing to consider too.
That's true. I consider it.
I just like that you actually have to spend a turn clicking recover with that Pokemon, unlike this Pokemon.
Yes. Clodsire feels more...
And there's limited PP, right? I actually think my like nerf for Regenerator would be that it can only activate X amount of times per game. Like you can only do it twice per game or whatever, and then it doesn't work anymore.
Interesting.
I like the idea. I think it should just be less health, personally.
Yeah, or make it like 20% or whatever.
Yeah, 20 would be fine.
Yep.
I think I've better ideas than the Pokemon Company.
I'll beat them at their own game.
Slowking wins this one for me. I think
It does? Okay.
Persian Alola, it's kind of funny, but it's not interesting enough in my mind.
Yeah, Persian Alola is nothing. Like
Galarian Slowking has an impact. It's got a cultural impact.
There's something there. There's something.
I do like that, because like original Slowking is there, and you would think it'd be better with water typing, but I like that this guy rose up as the superior one, because it, like poison typing has offensive and utility benefits.
Poison as a defensive type, it's interesting.
Yeah, I like defensive poisons generally. I like them.
I like a Muckalola, it's true.
Now we have
Hello to the next competitors.
Weezing Galarian versus Arcanine Hisuian.
Are they types? No, we've got Magcargo. As a comparison for Arcanine.
Yeah, Poison Fairy is a
Arcanine
novel one. There's like Fezandipity is Poison Fairy.
Oh, okay.
I think both of these guys are quite interesting, actually.
I like them both. Yeah, I like them both.
I enjoy the ability, and the strange steam move is kind of fun on Weezing Galar. I like that Arcanine Hisui has big head smash and flare blitz and hits like an absolute truck, but it can also do Will-O-Wisp and heal itself and stuff. It's got a bit of nuance there.
Yeah. It didn't really go off as I thought it might, but I love the idea of neutralizing gas. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a good ability design. It has merit in doubles quite a bit as well.
It's got merit for sure. It's niche. I would have liked it to be a bit stronger so this guy could get more airtime, but as is, I'm still a fan of it. I like the design. I think it looks cool. He's like, is it a top hat or is it like a steam
It's
vent of some
Like
sort?
a smokestack, yeah, fun design.
It's creative.
That's
I
fun.
think that they did something here.
They
I
got
like
mustaches.
He's got moustache
wearing,
made out of his gaseous fumes.
That's a gentlemanly fellow.
He's not only wearing top hat, but he's emitting gaseous fumes as well. It's a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1.
The smoke is like forming a moustache and a beard.
I like it. I think it's
I like it a lot.
funny. It's creative, and I like the original Weezing. And it's a hard Pokemon to live up to. I think they've done it decently enough here. The original Weezing's one of my favorites.
I think regional Arcanine is quite lame.
Really, I think
That doesn't
he's.
do much for me.
It's the same as like Samurott, right? Like you take the original Pokemon, you put some like dark spiky things on it, and that's like it.
Well, he's like a stone statue. He's rock typing.
That's interesting.
A rock type is a rock. That's crazy. That's
He's a
Well,
rock type.
he's statuesque. He's ancient history. He's from the ancient
Statue.
times, right?
It's true.
He's
I,
evolved out of existence into a
I think
regular
it's
fire.
fun in a gameplay sense, but yeah, I think Weezing Galar is like a much more interesting visual design, and also probably more interesting as a Pokemon as well.
I think his color scheme looks really silly. It's like it's just weird.
Green and like darkish grey.
No, not Weezing. The
Arcanine.
guy. It's like dark grey and bright crimson. What's going on?
I like his cloud-shaped tail, sort of cloud-shaped. Thoughts?
What's he do? He just clicks head smash, rock head.
Yeah, head smash and flare blitz and stuff with
Yeah.
that ability. Rock head.
He does nothing for me. I'm just gonna be. I'm sticking
Okay.
with my boy.
I do
Weezing
think I
Galar.
prefer Weezing Galar, but Hisuian Arcanine. I like his visual design. I don't like his gameplay. I don't like a fire rock type. It feels bad to use all around. And his whole thing is just rock head plus recoil moves. I never like. It's like his whole identity is made for him. There's not real much creativity in his moveset. It's just like they designed him to click flare blitz and head smash, and that's what he does.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it can't
That
evolve on its
frustrates
own
me.
ever.
Tunnel vision. He's one-dimensional.
Yeah, I mean it can learn Stealth Rock and Morning Sun and these moves, but yeah, you're
You would
right.
never
It's
use
definitely
them.
not as
You would
effective.
never use them ever.
Why would you use that? Sir?
The original
I
Arcanine
guess you
can.
could-
The original Arcanine has more variety.
Yeah, you're right. It is a bit one note. I actually do rescind what I said before about it having some nuance to it. It is a bit one note.
The original Arcanine has nuance to
Original
it,
Arcanine.
but it's got the same. It's got all the same options, but it's skewed towards not using them, right? It's skewed towards like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an offensive
Rockhead.
threat, but it's got options such as it's got Morning Sun, it's got Intimidate, it can
Will-O-Wisp.
some guys.
Yeah.
well, I think
Will of the Wisp. That's true.
Galarian Weezing progresses then. Galarian Weezing.
Galarian Weezing takes it does. It did take it.
Did. This is Alolan Sandslash versus
Quillfish. That's
I can't get
this
to
guy looks
sleep.
funny.
Yeah, this is Overqwil by fucking Men at Work,
I
man.
think of
I can't get to sleep.
it's
I never
it's
made that
Overqwil.
connection in
It's
my mind.
Overqwil. I love Overqwil. I love it. What do you think? I think he's great.
Alolan Sandslash is what they were trying to do with Ninetales, but they fucked it up. They just made this abomination of a thing.
People like him though. He's got Slush Rush, Ice Steel. He looks cool.
There's a fan out the
I
There's a fan out
Steel
of
has
my
got to be
window.
just maybe the worst
I
I've
still
ever had
it
in my
sucks.
life.
It does suck. Yeah.
It does suck.
It
I think
stinks.
Overqwil
It
is
does
cool.
stink, I'll give you
Because
that.
like Quillfish is historically this kind of like more defensive oriented Pokemon. You know, you make toxic spikes, you blow up on something, that kind of thing. I think Overqwil is fun. Like Swift Swim, it's got Intimidate. There's a few different sets you can run.
Quillfish was a good candidate
for
for a new evolution. It deserved it. They did a good pick with that, and they made him. They made him
Yeah,
Overqwil.
and I agree, and I like that you can run spikes and taunt and stuff, or you can run a rain sweeper set with Swords Dance and just click big crunches.
It's just Overqwil.
Yeah, he's got.
So yeah, I think Overqwil's cool. Dark Poison's obviously a cool type. Some of the other Pokemon with that typing are a bit underwhelming. Like Drapion's kind of a bit of a nothing Pokemon.
Drapion I don't mind Drapion, but you are right. It's definitely underwhelming.
The design of
Overqwil is
Drapion
cool.
is really cool, but it just doesn't. It's just too slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like this guy.
I like that he gets Intimidate
another
and
thing-
Swift Swim, so he could be two different whole roles, right?
There's a really cool guy that has this type combination called Muckalola that
Yeah,
we've touched
exactly.
on already.
It-
Something
it's
about those poison darks.
It's yeah, of all the like poison dark types and things, there's like a Alolan Muk, and then there's this guy who's pretty functional.
Yeah,
It,
he's functional.
Pinkocross was building with it recently. I think I saw on like a stream, and it's got some real value on rain teams. You know,
It's in Tim. That's cool.
it can get waterfall. It's not stab, but it's like rain boosted and good coverage.
Yeah, liquidation.
Liquidation.
It's also really funny. Look at his little angry face, man.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah, he's funny. He's larger than Quillfish, and he's posing more of a threat to me.
I don't have much else to say on the matter. I'm struggling to think of types that Sandslash Alola is not weak to, like Ice and Normal, for example. Beyond that, I can get out of my life.
He's the channel icon of Freezeye, popular YouTuber. Freezeye likes
that was-
Sandslash.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the matter?
I've got no thoughts.
He's got Slush Rush.
That's
I don't know. I don't think Hail really has ever worked as an archetype. and I
Snow
don't
is a
think
bit
this
better,
makes
but
Hail any
Snow is better. However, Alolan Sandslash is not used on it ever.
Okay, Freezeye's cool. I just went to his channel though, and Melmetal is the
He's
guy.
got Melmetal, but he uses Alolan Sandslash in other stuff, maybe.
Okay, Alola Sandslash is his banner. You're quite
Yeah,
right.
he's like he's a freezing Pokemon. His spikes
Fair
are icicle cubes. I think that's fun. He's looking good. Okay, Overqwil wins. Overqwil wins.
Overqwil wins. Go
It's ju-
fade away.
Well, I just duplicated him. Whoops. Here we have. He can't quite
What's
fit on
going
the
on here?
bracket, but
Maybe shrink him down a bit.
It's great neck. It's so.
it's,
It's,
it's
That's
the
great
original
neck.
Great Neck.
Yeah.
Alola and
Back when
Executor.
this sort of thing, it's like that meme of fuck, I'm struggling here. You know that one? It's like hello HR, looking good Susan.
oh yeah.
when a Alolan executive says that it's okay, but when the Great Neck comes in, it's hello HR.
Oh yeah. Paldean Tauros also here.
Tauros.
Remember him? He exists.
Paldia. That's the
Paldean
new one.
Tauros. He is cool. He has
Yes.
3 different forms.
I agree with you. This guy is awesome. I totally agree.
That's another long name. Tauros Paldia Combat.
Yeah. For Mama Lizards.
Yeah. This guy is kind of just Urshifu bad, right? That's kind of his thing.
Yeah, but Urshifu I hate, so I prefer Tauros Paldean. I don't like Urshifu at all.
This guy gets
Also,
punched.
he gets a mood named after a cool movie, Raging Bull.
He's got
It's a good
Raging
movie.
Bull. You never got me down,
bet it-
Ray. Sorry.
Bit of a fun thing, Cud Chew. It lets you eat your berry twice. That's cool.
I don't
You
use
can
that.
have
I
there
use
you go.
Intimidate.
You can have 2. Okay, I care about what. It's just a bit of flavor, you know.
Yeah, that's a cool ability, actually. I didn't know it got that. Obviously, I've only seen Intimidate on it, but that's actually kind of fun. I assume that you're supposed to use the water-type version of this one.
I think they're all okay, right?
Um,
But fighting water is such a good
I don't know.
type,
He's
so-
low tier guy. In
Up-
early
up-
Gen 9, he was the only thing that answered Chi and Pow. Remember that? Because he resists
remember it.
Ice and Dark, and he has Intim.
Yeah,
remember that
I remember his niche, yeah.
That was cool. I liked that for a bit. That was funny.
Just Weavile, but better. Who remembers? Taurus Paldia Aqua. Intimidate. He's got a great moveset. He gets Raging Bull. That's fun. Wave Crash. That's a strong ability. It's not.
I think they've done
it's
well.
new.
It's just he's low tier. He's not like that good, but they
he's
they
that
did
new.
good work. I
Yeah,
think.
but not every Pokemon has to have 180 attack and be an OU.
Oh,
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
I like his design too. He's darker in color. He's kind of like a different region.
He's a different beast, really.
Yeah,
He's sort
a
of
little
different.
beast.
He's different.
Different feathers.
Executor Alola is, however, one of the funniest things they've ever done.
Yeah.
He's
And
very-
this guy was kind of useful in
He was
Gen
all
7 in
pretty
some
good, he was pretty good.
situations. Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
Executor Alola made the bracket. I'm mourning the absence of Marowak Alola, but
yeah.
I'm happy for Exeg to be here.
Yeah, well, because they're friends as well. They were both used on Trick Room teams in
They're
Gen
buddies.
7. Yeah, do you remember Trick Room teams in Gen 7 would often have Marowak and this guy as well?
Yeah.
I think that was
a
one
Trick Room
insane
beast.
trick room team that like Blunder used or something.
I used that team. I found it from a replay.
yeah.
Looked up. This is when I was keen on actually getting good. I looked up replays of the #1 player on ladder and found a Trick Room team with Dragon Rush Garchomp on it, Mega, and also Alolan Exeg.
I remember this very
It was so
moment.
dope.
You
Yeah.
found
Yeah,
some,
we
some
definitely played
serious
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great team.
He's Grass
The design
Dragon.
of this Pokemon is amazing. Like, it's so funny. It's like...
Great typing. 125 base special attack. They're breathing life into Executor.
Yeah, the old
It's a-
top tier fellow from Gen 1 getting something.
I will say it's a shame it has like essentially no ability.
Look,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a random battles ability. Let's be frank
Yeah.
about it.
But it's
could've
cool. I
done
guess,
more.
and also they gave it flamethrower, which is actually kind of
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah,
They
the flow
tried
of
to
this
make
guy
it
is
like a
flamethrower.
sun threat, right? They gave it solar beam and flamethrower and harvest and all that.
Yeah, but obviously it's just a big Draco Meteor nuke with specs, which is fine too.
It's kind of cool to me. It's a sun guy in a different way to Executor, which just gets chlorophyll. So I like it. I think they could have done more with it, but I enjoy it regardless.
I think I would vote
Thank
for
you
it,
to
even though I would
Google.
say Paldia Tauros has a better gameplay design. All around, it's a pretty well-made Pokemon. Like, visually, the 3 different forms, a lot of different options. But Executor Alola, I think, it's got a cultural impact associated, and
It's
my
it's one
vote-
of those funny designs. It's just
And-
like you can't help but laugh when you look at this guy.
this is funny authentically. They're trying to force funny Pokemon in recent games, I think. There's like forced funny Pokemon like Lechonk or something. This is genuinely
Lechonk.
funny right here. This
Screw
is good
you,
work.
Lechonk. Yeah, this is good. The designers will cook him with this one. However, I'm going to vote for Taurus Paldia. I enjoy it. I think it's cool. I think it's novel. I think it's a niche. I enjoy how there's lots
Fair
of
enough.
forms.
Fair enough. It's kind of a close one. isn't it?
I do respect that. Actually, I'm going to agree with you. I think Tauros, like, yeah,
Wow.
Executor Alola is a bit one-dimensional. And I like that Tauros has a few different sets and a few different moves you can run. And the forms are cool. I'm with you. And I also, you know what? I'm glad they didn't
Fair
make this Pokemon broken, because I feel like it would be so easy for them to give this guy like 180 attack and just like
Yeah.
make it ridiculous. And they didn't. They used some good restraint there.
That's okay. Not every Pokemon needs to be.
He's
at the top of
probably a
AU.
great presence in whatever tier he's
Yeah.
good in. He's probably like a really healthy presence that makes the format better, to be honest.
NU is all the better for having Taurus, Paldia, Aqua.
Whichever one he's good in, I'm glad of it. Now we've got funny versus honest. Galarian Darmanitan versus Clodsire.
Funny versus honest.
God.
That's so true. Which one's honest? I
Clodsire
think
is the
they're both
honest
funny.
Pokemon here. He's an honest Pokemon.
Yeah.
Galarian
He's also
Darmanitan
funny,
is extremely dishonest.
Oh, quite right.
Click button Pokemon.
You're quite right about your assessments. However, they both rule in their own category.
Yeah.
Clodsire is very honest. Darmanitan is very funny.
What is
It's
up
a
with
hard
his
one.
big bulbous like spheroid head? What's up with him?
We
So
made
it's
that
a
up.
hat. It's a big hat.
It's his
That's a
actual head.
It's a hat for his head.
He's got
I think
He-
it's like a
he
camel,
lives
but
in-
for the cold, I believe.
He lives in the snow. He's got to stay warm.
uh-huh.
I think it houses warmth. It's
It's got warmth in there.
it's something of that sort.
He
And then when
keeps
goes
his
into that mode-
second choice band in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
he keeps the choice.
That's
band
where he
in
keeps
there.
his gorilla, so he can use gorilla tactics.
Well,
Thank you, folks. I know it's a different gorilla.
well, this could go either
I
way,
think-
couldn't it? It could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My money's on Clodsire, personally.
I'm with you. I mean, Dom Galar is hysterical. Like, double choice band is one of the dumbest things of all time. But I
Scarf
agree that yeah, I think that was the worst set personally. That was only good in the mirror. And that's foolish. It's like Scarf Kartana. If you use that, you're bad. Sorry. I think
That's
that Clodsire is cool. Good presence, not annoying. Good stat distribution. Very carefully and well designed. Big fan.
I would agree with you, and it's unanimously Clodsire. Respect to Darmanitan.
Congratulations.
In another
Well
universe,
done
maybe
for
we
making
vote
it
for
this
him.
far, my friend. One round progressed. And wow, what a titanic matchup we have.
Two of the
Next
best
up, Zapdos
regional
Galar
forms ever
versus
made, I think. Zapdos,
Muk
Galar,
Alola.
and Muk Alola.
Could have easily been a grand final. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Mango is up
apologize.
against Leffen in
Winners semis.
winners semis. Yes.
For reasons previously discussed, I'm going to stick with Muk Alola as my pick. Just an early vote out there in the
All right. All right.
the world.
Yeah.
A wonderful
I'm going to
pick.
agree with you. Zapdos is cool, Setup Sweeper is fun, but Muk, if you pilot Muk well, it can be just absolutely catastrophic for the opponent. And it always feels like you've outplayed them with this Pokemon. Lots of fun to use. And honestly, also, a kind of a cool design. I like the visual of this Pokemon.
Yeah, he's a rainbow
It's
paddle
different
pop.
enough from Muk. Yeah, yeah, he is a rainbow paddle.
But he's melted in the
true.
sun.
Yeah.
What's
so-
the lore for why he has random colors, man?
I don't know, but I like it. Whatever the lore is,
it
whatever.
because he's so like poisonous? that he's
Monsanto has put heinous things into the water supply.
All right, okay. It's a garbage.
I'll look it up. I'm looking on Bulbapedia. Let's have a look.
Okay.
He's a good lore. I'm such a fan, and I don't even know the lore.
Alolan Muk is based on an oil slick because the rainbow colors are produced when the oil floats
Oh,
on
that
water.
is brilliant.
So we
It's
actually
brilliant.
we
That's
have
awesome.
we have BP to thank for the existence of Alolan Muk.
Yeah.
So they might be a horrendous company, but they've provided us with a very good Pokemon. So I'm investing in BP stocks as we
Fuck you,
speak.
BP. Thank you, Muk Alola.
And that's why he becomes a dark
that-
type, like the dark tendrils
Something else
of
I've just
corporate
noticed
greed.
as well. Zapdos really needs to brush his claws. They're yellow
Yeah.
as.
Idiot.
What's going on there, dude?
Have you ever seen an emu in real life? They're freaky.
I've seen it.
He's not really an emu, but he's grounded bird, I
I've
guess.
seen emus. Emus are cool. He looks nothing like an
He's non-emu.
He's a non-emu.
It's rough to vote against Zapdos Galar. I do quite enjoy Zapdos
It's a
Galar.
reptile.
But
Reptile to flat the spread.
I'm-
We've got animals such as the ostrich. I think that's probably more relevant.
Kasawari.
Cassawaria.
I'm voting Alolan Muk too. I love him. I like him. I appreciate him.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Two Galarian poisons. Galarian Slowking versus Galarian Weezing.
Wow, wow.
Anyone got
I'm
thoughts
all in
about
on
this?
Weezing.
Type to bracket.
All in on Weezing you are. All in on Weezing you are.
I like them both. I think they're both awesome designs. I think Game Freak put a lot of thought into them when they were creating them, both aesthetically and competitively,
Yeah.
and I respect that a lot.
I
That's all
like
have
the
to
kind
say
of
on the matter.
I like the kind of shamanic edge to Slowbro. He's kind of like a warlock almost, or like a, you know what I mean? There's a bit of that flavor going on.
Yeah, some
True.
voodoo
Yeah.
there.
He's got future sight on him.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a bit flavorful, but purely because I dislike Regenerator, my vote is for Weezing.
Yeah.
Who would win in a 1v1?
Probably a Galarian
Well,
with the super effective.
if you can't switch out, you know, maybe there's some
Yeah.
merit to Weezing.
True.
Actually, no, because you're type disadvantage, right? Because
Yes.
he can hit you and you can't hit him.
I think Galarian
I would
Slowking
utilize
is a
that.
good, like, designed regenerator mon the more I think about it. Because he's got more exploitable typing than other ones. He's more offensively leaning too, I think. He's like, can make progress. Like, his presence in the format is probably an overall positive thing in Gen 9 OU. Like, there's more annoying Pokemon than Slowking Galar. And if anything, Slowking Galar assists. And there's some skill in using him, like a defensive terror on him can be really high value in certain situations, but that's a commitment. You could use him in many ways. Like, sometimes he's your breaker with future sight. Sometimes he's purely a pivot. Sometimes you use him for like one pivot, you take a huge hit. Like, his health feels like a resource because you're vulnerable to a lot of different hits. So
Yeah,
you
recovering
use
with
him
this
in
fellow
different
is-
ways in every game, I think. Like, sometimes you need him to wall something specific, so you got to preserve his health, which makes it awkward to pivot into the guy you need to pivot in because you don't want to take too much damage on him.
I always struggle to use these like threats that are hard to recover with, like physical
Yeah.
special things, like Heatran, this fellow, you know, even Gengar when it's used defensively. I'm so bad with those dudes, but I respect them.
I
Weezing
think
is
that's enjoyable gameplay when like health doesn't feel infinite. Like Toxapex is,
cool, definitely.
I'm like a broken record at hating on Toxapex, but his health feels infinite. He's got to recover,
It's so
protect, regen. You can nail him down, but I don't know. It never felt fun.
Like because it feels good to chip down these Pokemon that are chippable, and also conversely, it feels good to recognize when you can afford to lose health on these Pokemon and then go in. I really like that gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's my angle.
So I think I'd vote for Galarian Slowking, actually. I think I'd vote for Galarian Slowking. The Weezing Galar's cool, but not as competitively functional as Galarian Slowking is. Like, I respect that Galarian Slowking kind of it felt like it had a natural rise up, because it had a direct competitor of itself, original Slowking, which seems better on the surface. It's interesting that this one became the superior competitively.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm also going to disclaimer here that the last time I played Gen 9 was over, like, it was probably 18 months ago. And I almost exclusively play Gen 3. So, yeah, my thoughts on the current metagame are not... Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
I mean, regen is annoying. That's a valid opinion. That's a valid
I vote Weezing Gal.
Okay,
At the end of the day. I think he's funnier.
He is funnier.
He's more fun.
He's funnier.
I think he's more interesting.
Well, there you go. Weezing Galar, you've done it.
Thanks for your time, Slowking. You won't get by on competitive merit on this occasion.
I can get to sleep. Overqwil versus
diving in too deep.
Alientoros.
I wonder if they were playing that song when they designed this guy.
I don't know if that's an intentional reference. Probably just the word overkill.
Definitely not. Just Overqwil. I think we can make this a quick one, right? Overqwil.
I like Overqwil more. Yeah, we all know it. We all know my opinion. Yeah. You got Tauros defense at all, or nah?
Taurus defense.
You got Tauros. He's one of the cooler ones.
As we discussed though, Overqwil has that novelty of being either a Swiss Swim or an Intim bulky guy. Yeah, a bit more flexibility, very cool typing. So
it's a Gen 1 glow up versus a Poison Dark. A large battle that he was a bit unlucky. Congrats.
Okay, this is actually a tough one, right? Alolan Muk versus Clodsire. This is actually quite...
Hey, check it out. Just to zoom out a little bit again, we got 4 poison types at the end of this bracket.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a poison type bias, isn't there? Look at that.
Yeah, there's also like Slowking, Slowbro, Sneasler on the...
We've got Poison Type City. They love poisoning.
It's Poison World.
All 4 of these...
let's zoom in on that.
All 4 of these fellows are poison. What a world.
This is another rough one that could have been the grand final. Clodsire and Muk are so cool.
Yeah, I actually don't know which one I would pick here. I said Alolan Muk is my absolute favorite, but I wasn't really thinking about Clodsire at the time. Clodsire is maybe the best Gen 9 Pokemon design. Like, it's up there. At least it's like top 3.
It's so healthy.
It's probably number 1. It's probably the best one. They did so well with it. I think they've done really well with Clodsire.
It's so balancing. It's so refreshing.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Like not a single stat over 100. Like, it's unbelievable.
You got to think about the water absorb versus unaware.
It's a fine line to walk, making a Pokemon that's competitively really relevant but doesn't feel too broken. They really did it here. They did it. I like Alola even more now after learning about the oil slick. The oil, it's a
that.
Spark of inspiration with this one. They did good work.
Fantastic.
Clodsire is more different than original though. Like, Quagsire is very visually different to Clodsire.
Yeah, no, it's not a copy by any means. It's not like a Typhlosion sort of situation by any means. This guy's original. He's cool. He's got merit.
Yeah, this is tough.
My money's on Alola at the end of the day.
I'm with you. I am with you. But it is close. It is close. But
I reservations
about so many things, but not about you.
But not about Muk.
Not about Muk.
Yeah, I'm voting for Muk here. It is close. This is probably the closest one yet.
So we're a bunch of music nerds. Jim's gonna put every song that we mentioned in the description.
No, I'm not. Don't make me do extra.
Yes,
you just have to know these references. You have to know them.
Yeah, that's true.
For the memories I have with Alolan Muk, I gotta also vote for Alolan Muk. Using this at Gen 7 Ubers was like I found out that it was viable at Gen 7 Ubers and my eyes lit up. It was one of those situations, and I just played like a very long session of Gen 7 Ubers, and I fell in love with that metagame as a result.
Guy, right?
Yeah, I did. And then that's one of my favorite formats ever, actually. And partially because of Alolan Muk.
Much like Obstagoon, there's something very compelling about a kind of mediocre Pokemon having a niche in Ubers because it's got one particular thing it can do.
Yeah.
It's the Quagsire. Yeah.
Clodsire is actually just good in Ubers, though, I think. Like, it's also good in Ubers.
But that's not the same appeal as a bad Pokemon being good in Ubers.
Clodsire's cool.
I suppose that's true.
Alola wins. I hate to say it. We have a vote from Crypto and a vote from Mundy for Alola.
Well, there you go.
Clodsire, you did well.
That's rough, man. That's rough. It's very close. I could even change my mind on it, maybe.
But you won't.
Nah, I do love Alolan Muk. It's one of my favorite Pokemon in general, actually. But then, like
another poison type showdown for the fans at home.
Overqwil versus Weezing Galar.
I think Overqwil came from a weaker side of the bracket to Weezing Galar. Just thinking back to these guys' matchups.
The matchups,
I would
how they
agree.
got
Yeah,
here.
I think that Overqwil is not like different enough from Quillfish from a visual design standpoint. Like, I'm not going to talk about the gameplay here because they're both kind of on a similar par gameplay wise for me. But I think, yeah, like in terms of being a novel visual
Don't tell me
design,
you're both
I
voting for
think the
Galar Weezing
has the
here
edge.
and not my favorite Overqwil. I love him. I think he's brilliant.
I don't know who I'm voting for.
Well, we got
I'm
one
just
for
thinking
Weezing Galar
of
so
Persian.
far. We got one for Weezing Galar.
Yeah, a strong hat in the ring for Weezing.
I suppose I
Galar
can
is true.
understand it. I suppose I get it. I'm a big Overqwil fan. I'm a big Overqwil fan.
I mean, dude, how cool is the hats that are also the?
They're cool,
smokestacks?
they're
I think
cool.
That's so awesome.
It's good.
It's got like the top hat brim. That's fun. And these guys are gentlemanly. They have moustaches and the sort.
Very
Everquill's just like a
erudite.
pointy fish, you know.
Indeed.
Oh, yes. Everquill's a pointy fish at the end of the day. He's poisonous because he's got points on him.
I guess so, but
I don't really understand his dark typing. It
It's
feels
because
like a bit
he
of
has
an
a black
afterthought. It's like,
coloring.
oh, we need to make it unique. We need to make the colors darker. Well, that should make him an electric type.
But there's never been a
Cool,
Swift
cool.
Swim guy with such traits. They're all just water types that click water moves. He's more unique. He's like a utility Swift Swimmer. I love that.
That is
A
fun.
utility Swift Swimmer is so cool.
Utility swift swimmer. He gets to do a variety of things.
He's got Destiny
There
Bonds.
are other guys that get Swift Swim. Beartic gets Swift Swim, and
Yeah, but Beartic stinks. This
Armando
is
gets
like a
Swift
real
Swim.
guy, you know. This is a real guy.
Yeah,
Have you considered Beartic outclasses this?
This
I was
guy's
saying
not
outclass
unique
him,
because
saying-
Beartic is quite
Beartic's
irrelevant.
better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Look, I agree. I think Overqwil is definitely a better Pokemon, and there's more gameplay options for sure. I just think that the design is not like that distinguishable from regular Quillfish.
It doesn't interest so much. I
Oh,
enjoy how
jeez.
he plays. For sure.
Gee whiz. Is Weezing
So you're
progressing
voting
then?
for
Weezing.
Overqwil, Jim?
I'm voting for It's just Overqwil.
Oh, it's 1-1. I'm gonna break your heart and vote for Weezing.
Ah,
Galar.
folks, I
apologize.
thought this was going to be a clear
It's just overkill.
Ghosts appear and fade away.
Congrats
For my-
and Kamiz.
That's effed up.
Oh.
You can't do
I
that.
mean, that is an incredible song. Like, what
It's
a good pop song.
it's only one of my
that is.
favorite songs.
It's
Ever.
one of the best songs of all time.
Dude, Colin's voice, unreal.
I can't get to sleep.
And he's
There you
still
go.
got it. Have you heard him sing recently?
Oh yeah, he is a
I'll have to
wizard. It's
take
crazy.
a look. We're talking about
Still got
Overkill
it,
by
man.
Men at Work. If you don't know, look it up. It's a great song. Great song. Anyway,
Yeah.
Alolan Muk versus Weezing Galarian. I enjoy both. I enjoy both of them.
This is Titanic.
But
This is
I-
crazy.
I mean, I just voted against Weezing Galarian, so it's obvious that I'm going to do the same here and vote for Alolan Muk,
Yeah.
despite Weezing Galarian's merits. He might have the better creative, like, visual design here. He's got a hat on. There's also like a emitting fumes, big fume thing. What are those called? Homer Simpson.
He's emitting fumes.
He's emitting fumes. He's got
You
a
mean the
mustache.
nuclear power plant? Smokestack?
Yeah. Smoke big
Yeah,
thing.
Smokestack.
Yeah.
Big smoky.
Smokestack. It's cool. Lil Smoky, Big Smoky.
Visually way more
guy-
creative. Alolan Muk is just Muk but a rainbow.
Do you reckon the other Weezing is smaller or just far away?
He's
We'll never know.
we'll never know.
I think because the hat is smaller, you can presume it's smaller.
It is a smaller
And I will
fella.
say, yes, while it is Muck but rainbow, it's not rainbow. Like
Parallax.
they've very carefully selected just a few colors. They could have made
Yeah,
it a
yeah,
rainbow
yeah,
mess.
yeah.
But I actually
He's got a good
appreciate
color
they've had some
palette. They got a good
restraint.
color palette.
Yeah. There's some good restraint.
Is it
there.
possible
Yeah,
that
they do not
Galarian
have a-
Weezing
yeah,
caused the oil spill that contaminated Muk?
That could not be the case.
Like Galar is over here,
Well-
Alola is over here. The Galarians
This is
have
it, yeah.
emitted.
But here's the thing,
fumes.
though. Here's the thing. You may think that Weezing is emitting, some smog, some toxic, acrid emissions, but in fact, it is just strange steam.
It's
It is
a neutralizing
water-based.
gas.
Oh, it's just
It's
steam.
water-based.
It's neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
You might think
so-
this is big industry noticing the fruits of its labor, but it's an innocent bystander versus an abomination.
and given like the old-timey, gentlemanly hats, you can understand that it is actually a steam engine and not
Oh,
not a
yes, oh,
modern
yes.
reactor.
Ah,
Of course.
I knew it.
I knew that. Having said that, I'm sticking with the abomination in
It's-
Muckalol.
This
funny.
is Muck every
It's
time. This
Muck.
Pokemon is so cool.
It's Muk, folks.
It's
Also,
Muck. It's Muck.
my,
it is
uh,
Muk Monday.
One of my it's Muck. That's true. And also one of my favorite old Jim Cool videos is a Gen 3 Roundabouts game where you get Muck and then just 6-0 the guy with Muck.
Yeah.
That is
It's
regular.
one of the biggest
That's-
tilts of your life, and you just queue up random win with Muck.
It kind of looks like he's dunking a basketball right here. Muk wins this
I'm
one.
gonna find that video. That was a classic.
Don't watch that.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best videos
Everything
ever.
I'm searching for is just Jimothy Gaming. This is not what I need. Wow, look at this. Alola versus what is
Alolan
your
Muk
name?
versus
Your Golem.
Alolan Golem in the grand final here. Who we got?
Wow, these are two of my boys. It should be worth mentioning. Alola was also in that team I mentioned earlier where I used Golem Alola.
They were both on the same team. Imagine that.
Yeah, and they both had
Brothers in
success.
arms, you could say.
They both supported Victory Bell and Victory Bell did some magic. I got a high rank with that.
Genius.
Sentiment.
Well, then who would you vote for if you're torn between them both? If you think both have...
I'm going to hold off for the moment.
You're going to hold off.
Decided.
I don't want to be too hasty.
Well, yeah.
I'm leaning towards Muk, but I wanted to hear out Golem Alola. He's magnetic. It's like electric between me and him.
He's got it's a magnetic attraction.
He's-
We've been over some of his positive qualities, such as iron shavings, forming facial hair.
Yeah.
You know, sort of. He's looking angry. He's got a magnets coming out of the earth.
I can imagine that him being on your team that did well for you would kind of galvanize your relationship with Golem
Absolutely.
Alola.
It's
A lot of
positively electric.
electric types are similar in their design. They're like fast, special attacker or something. They all have the same shared abilities. Like some of them have magnet pull, fair enough. But some have they all have static or volt absorb, lightning rod, all those abilities. Golem Alola is one of the most
Not
unique
this guy.
electric types ever done. It feels completely fresh as an electric type.
Yep. It is very fresh.
Alolan Muk maybe comparatively is less unique. Like there are a lot of poison dark types, and it is more similar to the original Muk than Alolan Golem is to the original Golem. And I think Alolan Golem you could say is more of an improvement to the original in its design.
Yeah, you could say that. Beep.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that the regular Golem is just obviously a bit one note. It doesn't really distinguish
it doesn't
itself
age
from
well. It was
your
good in,
Rhyhorns or your
Gen 2.
Onyxes of the worlds.
I
Yeah.
enjoy regular Golem, but you're right. He's fallen away in terms of
Yeah.
relevance to my life.
Yeah, I guess the only I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, and the only critique I can come up with for Golem Alola is it's a electric magnet Pokemon, which is definitely not
But
the
it's
world's most novel
that's so cool.
Pokemon design.
compared to every other magnet pull Pokemon,
He's rockish.
it stands out completely.
He's rocking
I mean,
around the clock.
I think you can argue it's similar to Probopass in a few ways.
Kinda.
But
Yeah, they're both. But the fact that
Probopass
it's
is stupid and dumb,
rock
so
electric.
you're forgetting.
yeah, I do agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because I want to vote for Muk. I'm just trying to generate some discussion.
You
Because,
voting
yeah.
Muk, Jim's voting Muk. Let's just come out and say.
Am I
I'm
voting Muk, though?
too. You're voting Muk. I think you're set on it. I know you. I'm
Yeah, if
voting
we're
Muk
being
too.
honest, folks, I absolutely love Alolan Muk.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to face off against Overqwil. Overqwil's the only other guy who I might vote for here. I do enjoy Overqwil a lot, but he fell
Easy to
out.
me.
Fell out in the early round there.
It's a shame, but Golem Alola, a great competitor. Muk Alola, though. I mean, this guy's so cool. He's reignited my love for Pokemon at different times throughout my playtime. So thank you. Thank you to him.
He's simple. He's not that complicated, but I think that he's got an elegance.
It's a warm and hearty thank you.
It's a warm and hearty design. A homely design. A homely Muk.
It's a funny
And-
feast.
And it has to be said that Muk Alola is deeply mourning the loss of Pursuit. That is an
Oh,
utter
yeah.
tragedy for Muk Alola
Well,
enjoyers.
we're thinking of the good old days when Pursuit was well available. The good old days were a prime time for many.
That's
But
true.
alas, with our rose-tinted glasses, we have all agreed Muk Alola reigns supreme.
Bracket winner, Muk
Well, there you go.
Alola.
We were
Let's get-
these
yeah.
were close matchups, but we also unanimously agreed on many of them. Even though, the round of applause for Muk. Round of applause. Thank you.
Let's get some honks for Muk, please.
you.
Well done, Muk.
Indeed.
And well done us for getting through this. This was a mammoth fucking session.
That was
Like over
this was
2
longer
hours.
than the other one. 'Cause I guess there's more to say about these.
Yeah. They're more
But-
interesting than freaking
than
bugs. whatever we
buggies.
talked
There were a
about.
lot of nothing bugs. I was grasping
And
at
also
straws to
Crypto
make them
provides-
close when it was like Heracross
Crypto
versus...
provides better analysis than Kippers.
What do you mean,
Which
Kippers
one
can
wins in a
come-
1v1?
Kippers is coming back though, folks. Don't worry, he's coming back.
Fan
I
favorite.
actually think Lee Vanny has a lot to offer.
Yeah, true.
You Lee Vanny head? I love Lee Vanny, folks. I never said anything bad about him. That's good.
Oh,
I'm curious to
Lee
see
Vanny's nothing.
what you guys are furious about this time. That was funny to see the reactions. I didn't think Lee Vanny would have such fans, but it's true. Is there Runerigus Nation is going to have our heads? Runerigus Nation is going to kill us for this
yeah,
one.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen that Pokemon in my
You've
entire
never seen
life.
him. I've seen him. He walls
We've
iron
already planned
Mugulus.
we've
He's got
planned
a
on Sneasler
ground
Nation
normal,
already.
ground
so
ghost. Sorry,
oh man. Orbital Nation won't come for us either.
Orbital
We're safe.
Nation doesn't exist evidently.
We've covered our tracks.
Orbital
I think
Nation
we've done well here.
is nowhere to be
Muk
seen.
is the best Pokemon. The best regional Pokemon. That's crazy.
It was.
Thank you all for tuning in.
It was ordained from the beginning. Well, yeah. Thank you all for watching.
Hope you enjoyed this auditory experience while you were doing something enjoyable with your life. If you had this on a second monitor, if you were pulling weeds, doing dishes, folding clothes, wherever you are in your life. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
on this
And
journey.
do you like these brackets? I like doing them. They're fun discussion set pieces. Any ideas for future ones? Any potential guests you want me to ask on? Let me know. I'm all ears for ideas for the fridge. We're in an experimental phase here. Moving away from interviews to more
Interviews are
variety
great,
of
but-
things.
Yeah.
I'll
so
do more
talking
interviews,
shit.
of course. I'll do more interviews, but trying some different stuff now. Trying something new. All right. Thank you, folks. Catch you later.